Roy with
first ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did!
It is caught!
The WLEW Sports Network presents The Game of the Week with Clark Ramsey, Dave Hansen, Doug Cole, Dan Banke, and Kendall Anthus. You're listening to the WLEW Sports Network, powered by AVS Broadband.
The Big Thumb White Division has been blown wide open, and now it's a mad dash to the finish line. Every game counts, and both the Sandusky Wolves and Cass City Redhawks want in on a piece of the action. Hello and good evening, folks, from Cass City, Michigan. No, we're on the road in Sandusky, Michigan, for tonight's Big Thumb White matchup. I'm your host, Clark Ramsey. To the right of me, Dave Hansen.
That's right, Clark. Thanks for being here, everybody. I enjoy being here. The long drive I had from right over there. But we got ourselves a beautiful night and hopefully a good football game, too.
Tonight's game was set up by a big upset last week at Cass City in Millington as they handed the Millington Cardinals their first loss in 16 games. That pushed Lakers to the top of the standings by themselves with the rest of the division in a four-way tie for second place.
Yeah, nobody was happier to see that than the Lakers, right? They slide up into first place by themselves, but a huge win from what has been a very unpredictable Cass City team as they go and beat Millington in Millington by last-second drama.
Cass City had a rough start to the season, going 1-2 through the first third of this year's campaign, but then they had that sluggish start behind them with an overtime victory, like Dave said, in overtime on the road against Millington, and by the way of a 23-yard field goal to win the game. Now the Cass City Redhawks need to use that momentum for tonight.
Yes, they have to be careful. This could be a trap game for them, right? You're still on the road. You're still in the hunt for everything. You got yourself back into position to be your division champion, but you got to stay focused. This Sandusky team can be kind of dangerous if you're not careful.
And on the other side of the ball is a program that's building something exciting. The Sandusky Wolves got back to 500 last week with a homecoming win over then undefeated Burton Bendel squad. A victory tonight would be huge for the development of under Ryan Palmer.
It absolutely would. He's obviously bringing a new youthful offense of style to this team in this area, right? They want to pass heavy a little more. Again, we're excited about it. Like to watch something different. But, again, they have to be a little more careful with the football. Too many turnovers last week.
It's the halfway point of the regular season, and there's still far more questions than answers across the entire Big Thumb Conference. It's Cass City on the road against Sandusky on the WLEW Sports Network.
Thumb Cellular and AVS Broadband are proud to bring you high school sports on WLEW. These local family-owned businesses are committed to keeping you connected throughout the Thumb and beyond. To stay connected on the go, Thumb Cellular should be at the top of your list. With the friendliest staff, affordable unlimited plans, the devices you want, and great coverage, Thumb Cellular is the talk of the Thumb. And if you're looking to get better internet, be sure to check out AVS Broadband. With internet from AVS Broadband, you can do it all. Work, game, or stream with ease. Internet from AVS is ready for everything. Make the switch to see what better internet is all about. Pair both of these providers together and save more with the Partner Services discount. So enjoy the game. And remember that Thumb Cellular and AVS Broadband are here to keep you connected.
Is the heater not working in your vehicle? It could be the heater core, blower, radiator, or thermostat. Take it to Kotick Radiator and Air Conditioning in Bad Axe. They not only do heating, cooling, and air conditioning repair, they offer full-service mechanic work. Cars, trucks, semis, RVs, along with all types of agricultural equipment, heaters, radiators, water pumps, head and intake gaskets, tune-ups, charge air coolers, they do it all.
This is Gary Rachi. I guarantee we will diagnose and fix your vehicle properly. For expert repair and fast service, contact Kotick Radiator and Air Conditioning at the east end of Bad Axe. A good place to take a leak. Call 989-269-7101.
Wessel's Enterprises, your local premier precision planting dealer, wishes the best of luck to all teams taking the field today. At Wessel's, we know success starts with preparation. Whether it's game day or planting day, it's all about smart strategy and strong execution. As you enjoy football season, remember the 2026 planting season is just around the corner. Plan now for your success with precision solutions that make every seed count. Prep smarter, plant better, grow bigger with Wessel's Enterprises. Wessel's Enterprises, targeting maximum yield since 2007.
Randy's Hunting Center in Bad Axe is hosting a Ruger Firearms Open House on Saturday, October 4th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thousands of Ruger firearms will...
Here we go, Billy. Swing hard.
As your local agent, I know you. I know every Saturday your son Billy plays Little League. We sponsor his team. And we know you love parking way too close to the field. That's why we tailor a unique policy for you and your car. Because sometimes something from out of left field can literally come from out of left field. That's simple human sense.
Ask Whitney Insurance Agency in Lapeer if auto owners make sense for you.
Steel. Randy's Hunting Center is America's largest Ruger retailer, and there will be a Ruger factory representative on hand for the event. Many scoped hunting packages will be assembled and sighted in. Don't miss the biggest...
Looking for a real estate team that's personal, fun, and gets the job done?
At Knockout Real Estate, we're all about making your buying or selling experience smooth, exciting, and maybe even a little unforgettable.
From Frankenmuth to Millington and everywhere in between, our team knows Mid-Michigan inside and out.
Knockout Real Estate?
We're in your corner.
With TEC Fiber, you get the best internet performance, perfect for streaming, gaming, video calls, working from home, protecting your devices from online intruders, and more. Thumb Electric Co-op is building out its fiber network fast, and the best internet you can get may already be available to you. To check availability or sign up, go to tecmi.coop. That's tecmi.coop.
Tonight's presentation of the WLEW Sports Network is being brought to you by Thumb Sailor and AVS Broadband, Conic Radiator and Air Conditioning of Maddox, Randy's Hunting Center, 269 Guns, North Star Bank, Guiding the Way, Countryside Sales and Service, DS Services of Cass City for all of your grain handling needs, Thumb Bank and Trust, community strong since 1895, Thumb Electric and TEC Fiber, Howard Beach Community Hospital, a proud partner of Scheurer Health, Wessel's Enterprises, Aspire Rural Health Systems, Hills and Dales Healthcare, and Scheurer Health. Better health, better life. Are you sure? Internet services are provided by AVS Broadband at the blazing speed of their extensive fiber, wireless, and VDSL internet network. Stream without worry by going to avsbroadband.com. This game broadcast is a copyright presentation of Thumb Broadcasting Incorporated. All rights are reserved. Any reproduction with the express written consent of the WLEW Sports Network is strictly prohibited. It's weeks like last week that make the football season so enjoyable. We found ourselves in Deckerville, Michigan for what was one of the most anticipated 8-player football games in the entire state of Michigan. The game held up to its billing, but the Eagles may have surprised some, taking care of business against Brown City, never trailing, and Brandon Salowitz had himself a career night. The junior running back finished with 39 carries for 326 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Then he brought in another catch for a score from 26 yards out, and then was second in tackles with 9 cleanups for the Eagles. Meanwhile, down in the southern reaches of Tuscola County, Cass City and Millington needed extra time to decide a victor in their game, requiring a 23-yard field goal from Brody Shefka for the win in overtime. Every week so far has brought us exciting finishes, as well as some surprises and eager anticipation for the future. And, well, frankly, not only are we blasting our audio signal via 50,000 watts across Michigan, tonight we're proud to debut a new agreement to reach even further. as well as streaming online at WLEW Sports. But now, this week, wherever we go, so does the NFHS Network with Thumb Audio Video. Now you can watch the game with Clark Ramsey and Dave Hansen anchoring the coverage with a big thanks to Kevin Streeter with Thumb Audio Video. A subscription to NFHS Network is required as it stands right now, but we couldn't be more excited for this new partnership, thanks in part to Scheurer Health, our presenting sponsor.
Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely awesome. We appreciate Kevin working that out with us and Scheurer and everything else. We're really great. My only concern is I always said everybody I had a face for radio, so I'm not sure what we're going to do about that.
We still do.
We still do. But in the meantime, we're super excited about it. We hope you are too, and it's a great product. And again, I hope everybody gets to enjoy it as much as we will.
Well, and we're talking about getting rid of that paywall as well. We actually might be streaming on YouTube in the future as well. So expanding our reach as far as possible for our listeners in the Thumb area. Someone who's been with us for 13 years, which I accidentally said 12 last week, but Doug Cole did not hold that against me. That'd be our Director of Sports Information. Traveling all the way from Livonia, Michigan, please welcome Doug Cole.
Well, thank you, Clark. I lost sleep over that because you said 12 instead of no, just kidding. I didn't even notice.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, it was a great drive up. This is actually one of the shortest drives up here to the Thumb. So it was literally only like 5 roads. 96, 94, M19, and a couple side streets.
There you go.
I hear you there. I can relate to a short drive, but let's get to what we really want to hear
Yeah,
about.
no kidding.
Where'd you stop to eat?
So I stopped at the popular Elk Street Brewery right in downtown Sandusky, right off of M19 and 46, and what I had was the prime rib, 12 ounce, with French fries and a roll on the side, and it was delicious. Great service, and it definitely gets the Doug Cole seal of approval.
Oh, boy. All right, fantastic. It'd be a shame if we canceled our broadcast in the first week with Thumb Audio Video, but thank goodness Dining with Doug can continue, as does our broadcast, as Doug Cole travels the countryside and gives the Doug Cole seal of approval in local eateries when deemed appropriate. Doug, wave to the camera. You're actually on. There you go. Okay. Like we said last broadcast, the spotter in the business is not with us tonight. With great success of the Dan Banke School of Football spotting, so comes great responsibility. And he is out on yet another speaking tour teaching the next generation of football spotters across the land. So Dan Banke's now with us tonight.
Yeah, so like I said, we always appreciate every time we can have Dan, whether he's here or not. We'll take 7 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever we can get out of him. We know he's a busy guy, so I'm sure he's putting his skills to the test right now, and I assume we'll have him back next week.
Well, yes, we will. And so stepping into Dan Banke's shoes is the top graduate of the Dan Banke School of Football spotting, Kendall Anthus, our associate producer. Coming off a bye week, it's good to have Kendall back with us tonight, and he doesn't even have a doorway to stand between tonight.
That's right.
Oh, let me unmute you 1 second. There we go. Try that now.
All right, we're back. All right, perfect. It's got to dust off the cobwebs here tonight. So glad to be back. I couldn't miss out on the 8-man action last week, so I got my 8-man action up in Onekama. Got a barn burner, let me tell you. But I'm glad to be back in the Thumb.
Onekama? What'd you make of? Sorry.
A blowout is what they made of.
All right, we better end this before we get kicked off.
Yep.
And, of course, our newest member of our broadcast team, Kevin Streeter of Thumb Audio Video, providing all the sights and sounds of the NFHS Network with us tonight. This is the start of a new partnership with Thumb Audio Video. We couldn't be more excited. A subscription is required for the time being, but search for the feed that's hosted by Thumb Audio Video on the NFHS Network to see all the actioning as you're listening and watching the WLEW Sports Network. Up next, we'll host our Media Roundtable presented by Scheurer Health on the WLEW Sports Network.
Our bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your partners, your future. Rooted right here in Michigan, we understand what matters most to you. Whether you're saving for a dream, growing your business, or planning for tomorrow, North Star Bank is here with personalized service, trusted security, and a commitment to your success. Your goals are our goals because when you thrive, we all do. Choose North Star Bank, guiding the way.
Member FDIC.
Hi, it's Cody from Countryside Sales and Service Auto Value on M25 in Sebring. We know that breakdowns happen during harvest, and we're here to help. For parts delivery, call us at 989-550-4005. That's 550-4005. Or we can have the parts ready for you to pick up at the store. We hope your breakdowns are few, but we're here to help with all your auto, truck, and trailer parts, snacks, and even custom hydraulic hoses. At Countryside Sales and Service of Sebring, we sell what we run, and wish everyone a safe harvest.
At Scheurer Health, we pride ourselves in understanding what our communities need because most of us grew up here. Dr. Liz Milligan is here with me right now, and it's safe to say you understand that and then some.
Yeah, grew up on a cash crop farm, still just, something that's really a part of you when that's what your family does. It's more than a career. It's a lifestyle, and it's a way that you go about things.
And how does that mindset tie back into healthcare?
So much of medicine and healthcare is education. And I definitely think the farming mindset of just the work is done when the work is done, right? That wholesome, salt of the earth kind of community and lifestyle is what has been ingrained into me.
Dr. Liz Milligan is now seeing patients at Scheurer Primary Care Bad Axe. Learn more about Dr. Milligan by going to Scheurer.org and make your appointment today. Scheurer Health. Better health. Better life. Are you sure?
AVS Broadband and Thumb Cellular are proud to bring you high school sports on WLEW. These local family-owned businesses are committed to keeping you connected throughout the Thumb and beyond. If you're looking to get better internet, be sure to check out AVS Broadband. With internet from AVS Broadband, you can do it all. Work, game, or stream with ease. Internet from AVS is ready for everything. Make the switch to see what better internet is all about. And to stay connected on the go, Thumb Cellular should be at the top of your list. With the friendliest staff, affordable unlimited plans, the devices you want, and great coverage, Thumb Cellular is the talk of the Thumb. Pair both of these providers together and save more with the Partner Services discount. So enjoy the game, and remember that AVS Broadband and Thumb Cellular are here to keep you connected.
Hills & Dale's Healthcare of Cass City, your trusted partner in wellness. Their state-of-the-art facility combines compassionate care with cutting-edge technology, ensuring you receive the best medical attention possible. From routine checkups to specialized treatment, Hills & Dale's expert team is dedicated to your health journey. Experience personalized care in a welcoming environment. Choose Hills & Dale's Healthcare of Cass City because your well-being is their priority. Your health, Hills & Dale's commitment.
It's now time for the Media Roundtable on the WLEW Sports Network, presented by Scheurer Health. With coast-to-coast coverage of the Thumb, Michigan, find out for yourself why so many trust Scheurer Health with their health and wellness. It's time you ask yourself, are you sure? For joining me today from the Huron County View, the Mike Gundy of the Media Roundtable, Paul P. Adams. Once a storied program, not lately though. Our Director of Sports Information, defending Media Roundtable champion, Doug Cole. Associate Producer, Kendall Anthus. In-game analysis, Dave Hansen. And from afar tonight, the top spotter this side of Scott's Quick Stop, Dan Benke. Through the end of the broadcast season, we keep score of our games predictions, and when that time comes, we'll deem a Media Roundtable winner. Last week, it was a split vote. 3 for Brown City, 3 for Deckerville. But it was Dan Benke who was the most accurate for the second time in 4 weeks to take the early lead in the overall standings. So now it's Dan Benke 2, Kendall Anthus and Clark Ramsey 1, everyone else 0. Fellas, it's make or break time for the season.
This year, but I have my piece of hardware at work. I've been getting a lot of compliments, but this year, not so much.
Okay. Well, you got the crystal at least.
I got the crystal, yes.
Okay.
So you polish it every day?
Yes.
Okay. So how it works, each media representative picks a winner in a final score for the week on the featured game of the WLEW Sports Network. The game of the week, as you see behind us here in our booth if you're watching online. The winner is deemed by selecting the winning team and by having the most accurate point differential. If no one selects the correct winner, then I, Clark Ramsey, will graciously accept the victory for the week, as was the case 2 weeks ago.
Again, yes.
Dan Benke won last week, so he will go last. So tonight's order is Dave Hansen, Paul P. Adams, Doug Cole, Kendall Anthus, and then Dan Benke. So, Dave Hansen, batting leadoff. There we go. It's an interesting night for me so far.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll get
there. It's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
No, I'm getting tired of going leadoff here. I got to get a pick right here. So, like I said, a couple tough teams to wrap my head around, right? I know we've seen signs, quarters, halves where the Sandusky team looks really, really good. Obviously, we saw Cass City get the doors blown off them. We see them walk into Millington and beat them in overtime. It's hard for me to tell you which teams are going to show up this evening. With that being said, I'm looking at last week, the momentum that has happened. Cass City is coming off the highest of highs. I'm looking at Sandusky. They did win at homecoming, but looking back, it was sloppy. There was too many turnovers. If you turn the ball over more than once against a solid football team, they're going to beat you. I fear that's the case again tonight. Give me Cass City to win this football game on the road, 35-14.
Ooh, 35-14 by 21 points. Okay. All right, Paul P. Adams, he is, I believe, at the... is he at the USA Harbor Beach game? Yes, I believe so, yes. Yeah. Here's what he said. He sent his pick earlier today. With Cass City coming off of a massive upset of Millington last week, the question is, will there be a letdown for the Red Hawks? These are the words of Paul B. Adams. Paul B. Adams' answer is no. Since week one, Cass City has shown steady improvement, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The Red Hawks have won six straight against the Wolves, and he says make it 7 tonight. He's taking Cass City 42, Sandusky 22, so by 20. So Paul B. Adams taking 20 points in favor of the Cass City Red Hawks, 42-22. Doug Cole, the tee is yours now.
Well, we'll see if this is going to be a trap game for Cass City, but I think Coach Cothrell is going to have them his team ready after that big win in Millington. I think if they run the ball, kill some clock, I think this should be a convincing victory for the Red Hawks. I have Cass City winning this one, 28-12.
28-12, so by 16 points. Okay, so Doug Cole taking Cass City by 16 points, 28-12. So we have 3 in the books for the Red Hawks on the road. Cass City by 16, according to Doug Cole. And now Kendall Anthus.
I think tonight's going to be one of those games that we're really going to be able to tell what these two teams are like. We've seen 2 different types of roads to tonight's game for these two, especially after the stunner like we've talked about last week. I'm going to take Cass City though, 36-17.
36-17.
I see a field goal coming into play.
Okay, so by 21 points.
No, 19.
Yeah. 19 points. I'm telling you, I'm off tonight. I am off tonight. So, okay, so in true Paul P. Adams fashion, he's boxed in. So Kendall Anthus takes Cass City by 19 points, 36-17. And that leads us to Dan Banky. We just got off the phone with him. He is on a speaking tour yet again. So he couldn't be here tonight. He's been so busy, he couldn't even send in a pick. And all he said was Cass City, 26-15. 11-point victory for the Red Hawks. So all 5 of our experts taking the Cass City Red Hawks. No one taking the Sandusky Wolves, which means I have the Sandusky Wolves by default. So good luck, gentlemen. On the low end, we have Dan Banky taking Cass City by 11, 26-15. Doug Cole taking the Red Hawks by 16 points, 28-12. Kendall Anthus taking the Red Hawks 36-17 by 19 points. And then by 20 points, Paul B. Adams, 42-22, and Dave Hansen, 35-14 by 21 points. Good luck, gentlemen. May the odds ever be in your favor. As now, Dave, let's take a look at the other area games going across the way. We were hoping to have Mike Gallagher with us tonight, but he started out his night in CPS. So he was on air with us from the St. Helens County News. It was great to have him with us last week, but he'll be here later. All right, let's start out in 8-player football. All Saints, 3-1 at Onekama. 4-0. 7 wins and just 1 loss between the 2 teams. All Saints' only loss was Deckerville by 1 point, 15-14. Not much to say there. It's not even in conference play. So we'll move on. Akron Fairgrove at 1-2, taking on Peck in Pirate Land, who are 3-1. Peck fell hard against All Saints last week, 49-12. For their first loss, Akron Fairgrove lost to Augrey Sims, 66-8. Their only win, CPS.
Right, and that tells you everything you need to know, right?
Yeah.
CPS, everybody's been beating them, so Peck should take care of business at home.
North Huron at 2-1, traveling to New Haven to take on the Merritt Academy. New Haven Merritt has not won. They're 0-4 on the season. North Huron 2-1 should improve to 3-1.
Absolutely, yes. North Huron should get an easy victory on the road.
And CPS hosting Caseville. Caseville at 500, 2-2 on the season. They take on a winless CPS team. Caseville ground their second win of the season against New Haven Merritt last week. CPS has allowed 52 or more points in every single game this season.
It says a lot. I don't know if Caseville will get to 52 points, but get excited, Clark. I think Caseville moves to 3-2.
The town is excited. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Big Thumb Blue. Kingston is at Brown City. One of the most interesting games in A-player football this week. Kingston at 4-0. Brown City 3-1. Kingston has scored 132 points in their last 2 weeks of football and gave up just 12 points on defense. Brown City lost to Deckerville 33-20 for their first loss.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I was going to go with this game right up until now, and I just decided I believe that Brown City is going to recover from last week, get their quarterback going again on offense, and they'll sneak by a victory against Kingston.
Okay, so Kingston, you're saying Brown City gets back on their winning ways.
Gets back in their winning ways.
Okay,
Yep.
well, Mad X is at Memphis. Mad X at 2-2. Memphis at 0-4. Mad X have lost 2 straight after starting out 2-0. Memphis have gone 2-29 since the 2022 season.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. If the trend continues, take the hatchets in that one.
Okay, sorry, Doug. We're taking you off camera if that's okay. I figured you wouldn't mind. All right, let's get this camera back. There we go. We're on television now. We got to act big shot here. K-Pac at Dryden 1-3 against 3-1. K-Pac beat Bad Axe 52-12 for their first wins since week number 1. Dryden, their only losses to Deckerville, they beat Memphis 55-19.
Yeah, Dryden's a solid football team. They're not Deckerville caliber, but I think they'll move to 4-1.
And then our last game in 8-player football, Deckerville against Mayville. 4-0 against 0-4.
Enough said. Deckerville, we saw everything we need to see last week. They are a force to be reckoned with, and that running game is for real. Take Deckerville.
In 11-player football in the Big Thumb Conference Black Division, we have Marlette at Reese. Marlette 1-3, Reese at 2-2. Marlette has a 3-game losing streak since a win to start the season against Manchester. Nothing since. They've lost to Sandusky, USA, and Ubley last week by 20, 42-22. Reese, they're on a 2-game win streak. It was snapped last week, I should say, when they lost to USA in the Sugar Bowl by 2 points.
Yeah, great game last week for them. It's more for me, Marlette being a little bit disappointing, underwhelming this year. They got that win right out of the gate. They're usually a borderline playoff team. Not this year. Take Reese.
Vassar is at Ubley, 1-3 against 2-2. Vassar beat Burton Atherton to start the year and have been outscored 28-129 since. They lost to Harbor Beach 51-8. Ubley back to 500 after beating Marlette by 20 points. And now they look to improve to 5-0. Last year, they beat USA 39-0.
Yeah, Ubley's got some things going in a better direction. I think the new coaching staff has settled in, and I think Ubley takes care of business quite easily tonight.
I mixed 2 games in there. That's Ubley and Vassar. Ubley want to keep their playoff feasible with a victory tonight against Vassar. USA in Harbor Beach, as I was talking about, the Pirates at 4-0, trying to improve to 5-0. They beat USA last week 39-0 last year. And they rested a majority of their team in doing so with that big victory over Vassar. USA, best start since 2016, have already matched last year's win total, a Sugar Bowl victory in tow as well.
Yeah, and we heard that they were going to be improved. They were definitely going to be a team that you did not want to overlook. This game may be closer than people would like to admit, but Harbor Beach still has the injury bug. They got a couple important players. May not play, may be limited. It's going to be interesting, but overall, I'll take Harbor Beach to find a way to get a win.
In non-conference play, the Lakers are traveling to Stanton, Michigan tonight to take on Central Montcalm. 4-0 against 4-0. Lakers, Grant Buchholz got the start last week at quarterback. They beat Carroll by 12 points, 26-14. Central Montcalm is undefeated at 4-0. However, they've beat 4 teams with a combined record of 1-15.
Yeah, that sort of takes away a little bit from the fact that you are 4-0. So I think the Lakers have enough weapons. They're big enough, strong enough to be a contender in just about any game because of that. And I think Lakers finds a way to win again.
Millington is at Carroll. Millington edged off by Cass City last week in overtime, 17-14 with that field goal to lose and snapping a 16-game win streak. Carroll might be the sacrificial lamb tonight. They lost the Lakers this last week, 26-14. Now they face off against an angry Millington team around the road.
Yeah, and Carroll's kind of been a nice story this year. A little bit of a feisty football team, and they already got a couple wins under their belt, but I would not want to be them after that loss last week by Millington. Millington, I think, takes care of big business.
And the final game is Cass City at Sandusky, and the experts have spoken. All 5 taking the Cass City Redhawks on the road team tonight. And you're listening to the WLEW Sports Network. When we return, we'll take a look at the away team, those Cass City Redhawks on the road against the Sandusky Wolves in week number 5 of the regular season. It's the halfway point of the regular season, and your home for high school football is the WLEW Sports Network, streaming live on Sports Radio 102.1 FM, live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com, and now also streaming video on the MHSAA Network, thanks in part to Thumb Audio Video, presented by Scheurer Health, right here on the WLEW Sports Network.
Beach Community Hospital supports all area athletes in their quest to achieve their goals. Harbor Beach Community Hospital also has a winning team. This is Joanne Hoffman. Our providers treat patients from newborn to geriatric. We offer orthopedic services, sports physicals, surgical, rehabilitation, and mental health services. We take great care to get you back in the game quickly. When the time comes, your family members who can't live alone, Lakeview Extended Care and Rehab is here for you. We wish the best of luck to all area teams. Remember, Harbor Beach Community Hospital is your safe harbor for great health.
Since 1895, we've taken great pride in our community support. This support is evident with the spirit shared with our area school sports teams. This is Brandon Giebor from Thumb Bank and Trust Sandusky office. It takes hard work and dedication to make a team successful. At Thumb Bank and Trust, we have a team of financial experts working for your success. Whether it's financing your farm or business operation, helping you buy your first home, or remodeling the one you're in, or securing a personal loan for the vehicle or vacation you've been dreaming about, Thumb Bank and Trust has a winning team to make it happen. Did I mention that we offer secure checking, online banking, mobile banking, bill pay, and more? We invite you to stop in or call one of our offices to see what a local community bank with a winning team can do for you. We're Thumb Bank and Trust, community strong since 1895. Stop by one of our conveniently located branches today.
Loans are subject to credit approval. Brandon Giebert, NMLS number 663327. Thumb Bank and Trust, NMLS number 462637. Member FDIC and an equal opportunity lender.
Tradition never graduates is a popular sports motto, and here at DS Services, we've been offering a winning combination of grain storage, drying, and handling solutions for decades. Anything from complete systems of any size right down to replacement parts, we got you covered. Maximize efficiency, productivity, and most importantly, profitability in your farm or commercial operation. Don't forget, we've got a game plan for all your seed and fertilizer storage needs. Did I mention crane services? We can hook you up. Give DS Services of Cass City a call today at 989-872-3318 or visit dsservicesinc.com.
Dr. Liz Milligan is one of our latest providers to join the Scheurer Health team and has now seen patients in Bad Axe. So, Dr. Milligan, why is family medicine so important to achieve better health?
To me, family medicine is their patient's first person that they go to with anything, and they have that relationship with them. They trust them. Family medicine physicians are in that unique role where they can care for the whole family and support the family, and it really just allows them to take care of patients in a different way. When you know their brother and their sister and their parents and their kids and their grandkids, and you get the whole picture. And that's really what I view myself as a physician, is taking care of the whole picture, the whole patient. So I think family medicine just uniquely allows me to do that.
Make your appointment today with Dr. Liz Milligan at Scheurer Primary Care Bad Axe. You can learn more about Dr. Liz Milligan by going to Scheurer.org. Scheurer Health. Better health. Better life. Are you sure? You're listening to the WLEW Sports Network on Sports Radio 102.1 FM, streaming live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com. If you want to listen to this game in replay form, you can go to our websites. It's WLEWsports.com/replays. Game will be posted by about noon tomorrow morning or afternoon, somewhere in there. And then also, if you want to watch the game in real time, you need a subscription to NFHS Network, but on there you will find a feed from Thumb Audio Video with our smiling faces on it eventually, as well as the game feed with our audio. So plenty of options to watch and listen to the WLEW Sports Network. Let's take a look at the away team tonight. That'd be the Cass City Redhawks. The Redhawks began the 2025 campaign with high aspirations, but those hopes did not go to plan through the first weeks of the season. Cass City fell to Harbor Beach 42-8 before their only bright spot against Hemlock, a 54-0 shutout, but then a frustrating loss to rival Lakers at home 18-13. But then, through the magic of football, all of that was pushed aside after a huge momentous win over Millington 17-14 in overtime. Someone who has ridden those waves a time or two would be 23-year head coach Scott Cothrell.
That's right, Clark. 23 seasons. He's 132 victories to 95 losses. He's won 58% of his games. He has just 5 losing seasons with 18 others in their favor. But 11 straight playoff appearances dating back to 2014, so the teams have been quite good the last few years. Keep in mind, these seniors were in the first grade the last time they missed the playoffs.
With that win over Millington, the Redhawks are just one game back from the Lakers in first place, but so is the entire rest of the division. All 4 teams one game behind. So it's important to get great quarterback play from the Redhawk play caller tonight, Preston Dorland. The sophomore Dorland is making his 5th start this evening.
Yeah, a long-term play. Sophomore, 5'11", 175. He's already attempted 29 passes, completed 15 of them. That's 51% completion percentage. He's got about 270 yards passing and a couple throwing touchdowns. He had a really nice game against the Lakers. He had 120 yards through the air to touchdown. He completed 7 of 15 passes. He did turn the ball over twice, was the bad part about it. But he's 5th best rusher on the team with just 24 carries for 52 yards, but he scored a couple times, and he had a big run against that in that Hemlock game for a touchdown.
As history has shown, the Kansas City Redhawks prefer to run the ball more than a toddler loves a hotel pool. Very specific, I know. They've run for a total of 806 yards this season so far on 179 carries, resulting in 10 rushing touchdowns. At the front of the pack for Kansas City would be Riker Wallace, his 4th year on varsity, followed by a back that can double as a tight end, Jackson Anthony. Combined, Wallace and Anthony have over half of the team's rushing yards in 2025.
Yeah, Riker Wallace is definitely 1A at 5'11", 185, their lead rusher. He's got 70 carries, over 330 yards. He scored a couple times. He averages just a tick under 5 yards a carry. But you'll see a lot of Jackson Anthony. You'll see some Will Perry, and you'll see some Braxton Kolax get in there as well. Will Perry, more of that physical fullback. He's a great blocker, so they use him a lot in the lead spot. But in short yardage, he's a guy that gets the ball a lot. 126 yards on the season, a couple touchdowns. He still averages over 4 yards a carry as well.
Now, yes, the Redhawks like to run the ball, but they have the capacity to throw it on occasion. Kansas City has run the 209 plays from scrimmage, with 179 of them on the ground, or roughly 85% of the time. For the other 30, the Red Hawk Nation have connected on half of them for 271 yards. 5 receivers have brought in catches, with 2 totaling over 100 yards each.
And Braxton Kolax has been the lead receiver in that department. He's caught 7 of those balls for over 100 yards. Like I said, averaging about 14 yards a catch. Against Lakers, he had 4 catches, 63 yards. That's a pretty good game for a non-passing team. But Riker Wallace has caught a handful of passes, and Will Perry just 1 catch, but it was a 35-yard touchdown.
Interestingly enough, Kansas City just totaled 180 yards of offense last week in that overtime victory against Millington. 127 on the ground, 53 through the air, capped off by a 23-yard field goal from Brody Shefka. This in comparison to the week before, when they lost to Lakers, a night in which the Redhawks put together over 350 yards against Lakers.
It just goes to show you, the game's funny, right? And sometimes, well, no, not sometimes, every time, defense matters. Field position matters. And yes, they didn't move the ball very well, but their defense didn't allow a whole lot either. They won the field position battle, stuck into that game, had a chance at the end, goes into overtime. They win that challenge by kicking a field goal and beating a very good football team. Again, defense matters, and Cass City brought it last week.
The Red Hawks have won 5 in a row against the Sandusky Wolves and are looking to get above 500 for the first time this season. Tonight, it's on your home for high school football, the WLEW Sports Network, powered by AVS Broadband and presented by Scheurer Health on the WLEW Sports Network.
Thumb Cellular and AVS Broadband are proud to bring you high school sports on WLEW. These local family-owned businesses are committed to keeping you connected throughout the Thumb and beyond. To stay connected on the go, Thumb Cellular should be at the top of your list. With the friendliest staff, affordable unlimited plans, the devices you want, and great coverage, Thumb Cellular is the talk of the Thumb. And if you're looking to get better internet, be sure to check out AVS Broadband. With internet from AVS Broadband, you can do it all. Work, game, or stream with ease. Internet from AVS is ready for everything. Make the switch to see what better internet is all about. Pair both of these providers together and save more with the Partner Services discount. So enjoy the game. And remember that Thumb Cellular and AVS Broadband are here to keep you connected.
Is the heater not working in your vehicle? It could be the heater core, blower, radiator, or thermostat. Take it to Kotick Radiator and Air Conditioning in Bad Axe. They not only do heating, cooling, and air conditioning repair, they offer full-service mechanic work. Cars, trucks, semis, RVs, along with all types of agricultural equipment, heaters, radiators, water pumps, head and intake gaskets, tune-ups, charge air coolers, they do it all.
This is Gary Rachi. I guarantee we will diagnose and fix your vehicle properly. For expert repair and fast service, contact Kotick Radiator and Air Conditioning at the east end of Bad Axe. A good place to take a leak. Call 989-269-7101.
Wessel's Enterprises, your local premier precision planting dealer, wishes the best of luck to all teams taking the field today. At Wessel's, we know success starts with preparation. Whether it's game day or planting day, it's all about smart strategy and strong execution. As you enjoy football season, remember the 2026 planting season is just around the corner. Plan now for your success with precision solutions that make every seed count. Prep smarter, plant better, grow bigger with Wessel's Enterprises. Wessel's Enterprises, targeting maximum yield since 2007.
Hi, I'm Clark Ramsey. When you're in need of healthcare, there's just one choice: Scheurer Health. And I'm not just saying that because it's my day job, but because I get to see the amazing things that our team of 620 medical professionals do on a daily basis. Scheurer Health proudly serves 7 communities in Thumb, Michigan. So whether you're here in Pigeon or Harbor Beach, Sebling or Port Hope, or Bad Axe, Elkton, and Caseville, we've got your back. Now with coast-to-coast coverage, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
22 and 24-inch barrels, all available with or without sights, and a MagnaPort muzzle brake. Also,
Looking for a real estate team that's personal, fun, and gets the job done?
At Knockout Real Estate, we're all about making your buying or selling experience smooth, exciting, and maybe even a little unforgettable.
From Frankenmuth to Millington and everywhere in between, our team knows Mid-Michigan inside and out.
Knockout Real Estate?
We're in your corner.
sales event open house.
It's the game of the week. It's week number 5. It is the halfway point of the regular season. Clark Ramsey and Dave Hanson with your call tonight. Also with us, our Director of Sports Information, Doug Cole. And then our Associate Producer filling in for Dan Benke, that'd be Kendall Anthus. When building a program, there are a few key checkpoints that a team must achieve. The first being you need to win the games that you're expected to win. 2, so far, Sandusky has done that, especially the win against Burton Bendel last week. Then to really build in momentum, you need to beat your rivals, something the Wolves did back in week number 2 against Marlette. Now it's time to make some noise in the division, which is exactly what second-year head coach Ryan Palmer expects his pack of Wolves to do tonight against Cass City.
Yeah, just in his second year. They went 3-6 last year. Again, a complete change of how this team wants to play football with the spread offense. And that's exactly what the biggest change. He wants to keep that traditional physicality you're used to seeing, especially on defense and in the trenches. But that offense, he wants to go away from the run game and extend the running game with short, quick passes, high percentages, get the ball to the sideline quickly, and force defenses to get to the sideline even faster than they normally would against a team that likes to run the ball.
Last year, Coach Palmer saw his quarterback graduate in Tyler Bush. After attempting just 52 passes as a junior, last year Bush threw nearly quadruple of that at 195 attempts, completing 56% of them for 1,300 yards. Now the play calling position has been handed over to Bush's favorite receiver last year in Jack Betts.
Yeah, Jack Betts, 6'3", 175 pounds. He looks the part. He is definitely the athlete that they need to run this offense. He's already attempted 88 passes, completed 54% of them. He's thrown 3 interceptions, but 9 touchdowns and over 600 yards. Last week against Bendel, attempted 25 passes, completed 19 of them for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns. And on the ground, he's their leading rusher. He's ran 59 times for 250 yards, just 1 touchdown, but he's averaged over 4 yards a carry. And in that same Bendel game, he had over 100 yards rushing to go with that 220 yards passing.
Sandusky also graduated most of their rushing attack from last season, with Jackson Reinke and Tyler Bush accounting for all but 100 yards of the team's 1,300 rushing yards in 2024. So far, through 4 games, Chase Green has been rising to the challenge and is the second leading rusher behind quarterback Jack Betts.
Yeah, Jack Betts has 59 carries. Chase Green has 47 for over 200 yards. He averages a little over 4 yards a carry. He has a rushing touchdown. That came in a big game against Marlette where he ran it for 120 yards himself. But after that, that's where it stops. The next leading rusher on the team is Gavin Phillips with 5 carries for 30 yards.
Despite Sandusky becoming one of the most pass-heavy teams, their stats say otherwise. The Wolves have thrown a collective 95 passes, completing 51 of them, for a 53 completion rate. but Sandusky has still run the ball more often, with 117 rushes through the first 4 games of the season. That's 22 more runs. But what that's done is allowed the passing game to not be so forced and given Jack Metz a number of receivers to throw downfield. 6 different receivers have brought in passes so far this season.
That's right. Like I said, they want to, instead of running the ball 90% of the time, which our teams around here do, they want it to be a little closer to 60-40, right, where they run at 60% and throw at 40%. And the reason being, of that 40% passing, they're quick passes. They're sideline passes. They're quick slants. They're high percentage throws to try and catch defenses off guard. Typically, the best defensive players are somewhere are on the line or middle linebacker, right? So they avoid those defenders. So, but when you talk about this passing game, it's Nathaniel Tovar over and over again. You're going to hear his name plenty. He's caught 21 passes for just under 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. He averages 14 yards a catch. Gavin Phillips has 10 catches. He's got 4 touchdowns, averages 19 yards a reception, and Aiden Navarro has 13 catches for over 100 yards. He has a touchdown and averages over 9 yards per completion.
Defensively, Sandusky is allowing just under 26 points a game, mostly due to giving up 55 to Millington. Burton Bendel scored 3 times, Novell and Marlette twice. Leading the defense would be their linebacking core.
Yeah, and you remember the name from before, Bryce Kiley, right? It's a name you're going to hear a lot on defense as well. He's their most physical middle linebacker. He is the captain of that defense. He's going to be all over the field. Chase Green on the outside of the linebacking core. Both of them, they each have 25 tackles on the season, and they both, between the two of them, they have 8 tackles for loss.
And we are 15 minutes away from kicking off the 5th week of the regular season, and it's Cass City at Sandusky. It's all in your home for high school football, the WLEW Sports Network.
Thumb Electric Co-op has been powering the Thumb region since 1937. Today, Thumb Electric's fiber internet provides fast, reliable, high-speed internet for residents and businesses across the Thumb. If you receive electric service from TEC and live in Huron, Tuscola, or northern Sanilac County, fiber internet is already available to you. TEC Fiber offers services to many others as well, no matter who you get your electricity from. All TEC fiber plans come with free installation. Visit www.tecmi.coop to register or to find out if broadband is available to your home or business. That's www.tecmi.coop. Thumb Electric Co-op and TEC Fiber, delivering safe, reliable, and affordable power and fiber internet to the Thumb.
Ready to make your money work harder, smarter, and closer to home? At North Star Bank, we believe in Michigan dreams, and we power them every day with faster service, smarter savings, and neighbors serving neighbors. North Star isn't just a bank, it's your advantage. So why wait? Switch to North Star Bank today and watch your future shine bright. North Star Bank, guiding the way.
Member FDIC.
Stacks Market in Owendale is your one-stop shop for snacks, beverages, fuel, fresh sandwiches, pizza, and more. Whether you're on the way to the field or the game, we have you covered. Stacks Market, like a little truck stop without the showers.
Countryside Sales and Service on Bayport Road in Sebring is your local Mack trailer dealer. If you're looking for a multi-axle dump, we now offer more economical versions of our famous 8-axle dumps, but in 6 and 7-axle configurations. Call us or check out our stock inventory at countrysidemi.com.
Dr. Liz Milligan is one of the latest additions to our primary care team at Scheurer Health. A native of Cass City, we're grateful to have her back in the Thumb of Michigan. So, Dr. Milligan, just how excited are you to be back home?
I'm so excited. Medical training is like you're here and then you're here and then you're here and then you're here. And so you're constantly moving. And so one of the things I'm most excited about is just planting some roots and just being here and really starting to build relationships with patients, with staff, and really just feel like I'm getting that foothold in the community and getting to use all of this education and experience that I've had and really be able to just fulfill my dream of being a rural physician.
Make your appointment today with Dr. Liz Milligan at Scheurer Primary Care Bad Axe. You can learn more about Dr. Liz Milligan by going to Scheurer.org. Scheurer Health. Better health. Better life. Are you sure?
As the crow flies, it's a 22-mile journey from Cass City to Sandusky High School. By roadway, it's a 32-mile trek taking roughly 40 minutes. East out of Cass City and M81, south on 53 until M46, and then head east, trying to keep all the traumatic construction memories out of your mind. And even so, you came in town tonight, the center lane was closed. You're like, oh, this town loves construction. It's bizarre.
And they love it right when school starts, and it's as busy as possible, right?
In regards to school size, it'll be tough to find two closer schools. Sandusky is the fourth largest school in the Big Thumb Conference at 292 students, Cass City at 281. So if I go in by student enrollment only, it's Sandusky by 11 students. Offensively, it's again a very close margin between the two. Cass City's averaging 23 points per game through the first four this season. That's just the seventh best, though, of offenses in the 11 teams in the black and white divisions. Sandusky's at number 8, scoring 21 points per game. So on offense, it's Cass City by a mere 2 points. Defensively, it's a touchdown difference. Cass City's in the middle of the pack at number 6, allowing 18.5 points per game. The Wolves of Sandusky are at number 9, yielding 25.8 per game so far. So on defense, it's Cass City favored by 7.3. So by stats and stats alone, it's Cass City by 9.3 points. Las Vegas is predicting a similar outcome. Our colleagues at the Ohio State University and Dabo Sweeney, sports wagering department staff factoring in all possibilities. Stats, injury, weather, location. The spread for tonight's game sits at Cass City, 11.5 points. Today is the 269th day of the year, meaning there's just less than 100 days until the new year. We'd like to say hello to all of our listeners on Sports Radio 102.1 FM, live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com, but also welcome to all those watching on the NFHS Network, and also like to give a shout out to Kevin Dorland, the co-host of the Red Hawk Squawk. He's listening right now. But on the NFHS Network, if you're unfamiliar, the NFHS Network is an online platform that allows you to watch most high school games, no matter the sport, as long as there's a camera in mid-court that came in around COVID. And tonight, we're launching a new relationship with Kevin Streeter and the Thumb Audio Video to bring you every second of the WLEW Sports Network. Not only can you listen, but now you can also watch all the action as we adjust to the latest means of communication. Which, Dave, that brings me to this week's trivia question about newspapers. Newspapers.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see what you got.
Okay. Back in June, it was announced that the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press would end their joint operating agreement, or a JOA for short, at the end of the 2025 year. These were first created in 1970 by an act of Congress to ensure editorial voices would be maintained in cities with multiple newspapers, allowing it to share assets and jointly set ad rates without violating any antitrust laws. I say all of that for this first question, Dave, is at its peak, there were 30 JOAs in effect across America, joint operating agreements.
Okay.
How many are there now in 2025?
Well, obviously the number's less. It's probably a lot less. So I'm going to say there's 9.
You're too optimistic. Two.
Oh, two. Okay.
Las Vegas and Detroit. Those are for now.
For now. Okay.
The Las Vegas Sun and Las Vegas Review-Journal are actually in court right now disputing the future of their JOA. One is suing the other one, and the other one is suing that one to hold it and to get rid of it, while the Detroit Joint Operating Agreement is being handled amicably and goes away at the end of the year. A severe reduction in circulation is the largest factor in the ending of these agreements, and Detroit is certainly not immune to that as well. In 1999, the Detroit Free Press had 770,000 subscribers for its Sunday edition. Dave, my second question is how many Sunday edition subscribers now does the Free Press have at the end of 2024?
You said 770,000.
In 1999. How many at the end of 24?
It's got to be less again.
That is correct. I'll give you that much.
A lot less. How about they still got to have 150,000?
Nope. You're again too optimistic. 62,461.
Oh, my.
That's a decrease of nearly 700,000 subscribers, or just 8% of what it was 25 years ago.
Jeez.
Historically, at the end of a JOA, one newspaper unfortunately closes up shop. We hope that's not the case in Detroit. But, Dave, my final question is how many newspapers have closed in Michigan from 2004 to 2019?
2004 to 19. How many newspapers have closed?
Yeah, in Michigan.
Jeez. I don't even. 50.
78. 78 newspapers in Michigan. In 2004, Michigan had 298, 48 daily, and 250 weekly. By 2019, that number had dropped to 220 total, 46 daily, and just 174 weeklies. Luckily for the Thumb, though, our local newspapers are holding on strong and even winning countless state awards, such as the Huron County View, San Diego County News, you name it, they're doing great. And speaking of playing strong, though, Dave, what are your 3 keys to tonight's game?
Let's start with the visiting team, the Cass City Redhawks, right? So defensively, they have to be ready for this pass attack, right? It's not going to be the downfield throws you have to worry about. It's the quick, scripted screen passes, jet sweep type throws. They're trying to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands early. So you're going to have to be sideline to sideline, ready to make open field tackles on some of these pretty good playmakers at wide receiver. And for Sandusky, also on the defense, that defensive line is going to have to play their tails off. You know Cass City is going to bring that strong, tough run game, and they're going to have to be up for that task to slow that down and force passing downs. And last but not least, this should be a given, but it's been the Achilles heel for the home team. Sandusky's got to take care of the football. You got to stop giving away ending drives by shooting yourself in the foot, throwing the ball the other team. I think they had 3 interceptions in the first half last week against Burton. You just can't do that. Even teams like that hang around for too long, and you'll see what happens. They'll end up beating you. So if they can clean that up, play a clean game, and defensively play well, we're in for a really good football game.
And the Detroit Tigers and Boston Red Sox are first pitch here in about 5 minutes. Speaking of finishing strong. Current conditions in Sandusky, Michigan are 71 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. It was sunny about 20 minutes ago. That is gone, and then some. They're calling for a 10% chance of rain this afternoon. Doug Cole's starting to worry about his forecast here. Winds are out of the north at 5 miles per hour, gusting up to 8. It feels good now. It was a little warm and balmy in here earlier. Barometric pressure is dropping at 29.83 inches. The dew point's at 59 degrees. It feels like it's 71 out. The humidity's also at 71%. Sunset is in about 25 minutes at 7:21, and we're currently in a waxing crescent moon phase. So I think it's safe to say it's a beautiful day for football. Sunrise at 7:24, sunset at 7:21. So on September 26, 2025, we have 11 hours and 57 minutes of daylight. We officially have more darkness than daylight. But don't worry, March 22nd is right around the corner. Don't worry, folks. It's going to be bright before you know it. During the summer, I'd go for a walk at 8 or 9 p.m. and get home in the light. Yep. Now I finished dinner at about 6:25. I need to be out the door by 6:30, and I'm still finishing in the dark.
It's dark, yep.
Coin toss was won by Sandusky. They won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, so Cass City will start out on offense first. Your officials tonight in the white cap. Here's referee is John Amon, veteran of the area. Umpire Scott Richards. Linesman is Jeff Hartle. Line judge Ty Knobloch, might be one of the most young officials in the state of Michigan. I love it. And your back judge would be Clark Hare. All 5 have taken the Cass City Redhawks tonight in our media roundtable presented by Scheurer Health. Anywhere ranging from 11 points, that's the word of Dan Benke, all the way up to 21. That's Dave Hansen's prediction. And let's walk you through this starting lineup for the Cass City Redhawks. On offense, at center, you have Dylan Barricker, who is a 5'10", 205-pound senior. Plays center, also nose tackle. Second year at the center position. He replaced Tristan Gruber last year for that position. Right guard, second year right guard, starting to be Tyler Healy, a 5'11", 200-pound junior. At the right tackle, Ethan Spears, a 6', 210-pound junior. Recovered an offensive fumble, saving a fumble against the Lakers. He replaced Rylan Cruz from a year ago. Left tackle will be Brady Mellendorf, a 6'1", 185-pound junior. He replaced Trevor Teachins of 2 years at that position. And then Drew Lohman is your left guard, a 6', 200-pound senior. Second year at the position, replaced Aaron Peterzak last year after an ankle injury. Your tight ends on the left side will be Hayden Anthus, a 6'2", 185-pound senior. Also plays nose guard. Only catch this season was against Hemlock back in week number 2. He brought in a pass for 35 yards and a score. Your tight end on the right side will be Landon Whetstone, a 6'3", 190-pound sophomore. Started in week 2 when Jackson Anthony shifted to halfback. No catches this season. In your backfield, Preston Dorland, quarterback, sophomore, 5'11", 170-pound. Also plays safety. This season he's 15-29 with 2 interceptions, completing 51% of his passes for 271 yards and 2 scores. Both of those, he was 2 for 6 last week against Millington for 53 yards. Passes went to Colox and Wallace. This year he's rushed for 24 carries for 52 yards and 2 scores. Your 3-man backfield, Riker Wallace, Jackson Anthony, and Will Perry. Riker Wallace leads the team in rushes, 50 carries in the last 2 weeks alone, 336 yards for him and 2 scores. Jackson Anthony, 30 carries for 132 yards and 2 scores. And Will Perry, 30 carries as well for 126 yards and 2 scores. One of the main reasons, aside from the football game, why we're here in Sandusky tonight is because of the individuals who are walking out of the field right now. That'd be the Sandusky Marching Band. One of the, if not the best teams for marching bands in the entire thumb of Michigan, maybe beyond. I'd put them up against anyone. And they're on the field right now for our national anthem as we will listen in to our PA announcer here in Sandusky as the clouds get darker and darker. Hopefully the rain holds off as well. We got Kevin Streeter outside in the elements tonight for Thumb Audio Video, so we'll see what this is. Right now, we'll listen in to our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, performed by the Sandusky Marching Band. See what I mean? That is a sound. Can only be duplicated in America with a good old-fashioned marching band. Clark Ramsey, Dave Hans with your call tonight. Doug Cole, our Director of Sports Information to my left. Kendall Anthus, our Associate Producer, doing all the odds and ends tonight, including going on to turn on our third microphone. We have a special mic just for the Sandusky Marching Band in the stands tonight, so we'll get that taken care of in a second. And I think Kendall will have time. He's the most fit of all of us here tonight, as see, he'll have the chance. He's trying to cut between the band members right now. This is amusing. He's trying to merge in traffic. Good zipper merge there. Okay. So that's on we'll have some young cheerleaders right in front of that microphone as well. So this could be interesting. All right, that one's good. All right. 12 minutes are on the board. The Sandusky Marching Band filing off the field. Sandusky, I will say, have some sharp new uniforms this year. Black uniforms are going with a red pant tonight. They have a black pant, they have a red pant. They're going with a red tonight with a black stripe down the side of those. Black uniforms, Nike, white outline of numbers, and Sandusky across their chests. Red outline, a black helmet going into a fade into red on the bottom of that helmet with a howling wolf on both sides with a red stripe going from the front in large and fading to the back of the helmet with a black face mask. Cass City in their road traditional all white helmet with a maroon stripe down the middle, a CC on the side, white uniform, maroon numbers in all white pants. Kicking off for the Sandusky Wolves, that would be number 33, Robert Lagadis. I'm butchering that name, I know. He's a foreign exchange student from Germany, has quite the foot on him. As deep back for the Cass City Redhawks, we have number 1 and number 12. That would be Braxton Colox and Jackson Anthony. There's the kick coming to the near sideline at about the 20-yard line, bounces the 15 and brought in by Colox. He's running down the near sideline across the 30 and still on his feet and finally ripped down. Forward progress has him stopped at the 34-yard line where the Cass City will start out. Tackle made by Ryan McKinney, also starting middle linebacker for the Sandusky defense. And we are underway here in Sandusky, Michigan, as we have officially some few raindrops falling onto our crowd and full stands in Sandusky, Michigan. Left to right across the radio, 1st and 10 for the Cass City Redhawks.
And Cass City, again, coming off that big win last week against Millington, so we'll see how this offense carries over. Again, they didn't really move the ball that well against a very tough Millington team. Their defense is what got them that win.
In the double wing, Colox hits the flip, and he's across the 40 and all the way across the 45, and finally brought down to the 46, maybe even the 47, where he's brought down by Brandon Shempo out of the secondary. They mark him down at the 47 for a 14-yard gain on their first play of scrimmage. 1st and 10, Cass City.
Yeah, and just a little bit of a different look, right? You see them in the tee and just a little bit of a pitch to Kolax, and he hits the hole run in a big hole to run through, to run around the right side, and just runs over anybody gets in his way, and Brandon Champo's on the receiving end helping make that tackle.
In the double wing, it's a flip again to Kolax, same exact play, and it's a similar result. He's spinning his way off his first tackle, and it's going to take 5 black jerseys to bring him down right at the first down marker. Tackle made by Chase Green, outside linebacker, a senior for the Sandusky Wolf defense. They mark him down a yard short of the first down, 9-yard gain for Kolax. 2 carries for 23 yards tonight, second down, 1 yard to go.
Yeah, when you said before the game started that the Sandusky team has given up a lot of yards and even quite a few points so far. The defense has been an Achilles heel, and again, this is going to be a tough task for them to physically win at the line of scrimmage and chop down these running backs.
Back to the traditional tee. It's a handoff to Jackson Anthony, lowers the shoulder across the 40, comes to rest at the 39 for a 5, maybe even 6-yard gain. Tackle made by Marvin Kritzman, middle linebacker, 5'7" senior. 14 tackles this season. That's tackle number 15 for Kritzman. First and 10 is Cass City.
Yeah, essentially 3 very similar plays, basically attacking the behind the right tackle of Cass City, attacking the left side of the Sandusky defensive line, and they've had success so far. 3 carries, 28 yards to show for it. Whether it's been Kolax twice or Jackson Anthony, don't be surprised if they continue to attack there again.
Kolax checks out. Perry is in the game. He gets the handoff as the fullback and all the way down, rumbles down inside that left side of the line, down to the 35-yard line before he's stopped by Marvin Kritzman. Another tackle for him, and that is tackle number 2 for him tonight. It's 4-yard gain, second down and 6 from the Sandusky 35.
Yeah, but that's just what you want, right? When you go to your fullback, he's going to barrel through the middle. The defense is there, but he drags him ahead, gets a couple extra, and 4 yards gained on first down.
Second down, 6 to go from the Sandusky 35. Left to right across your radio in their all-white uniforms. Preston Dorland settles under center. Hand off to the second option. That would be Riker Wallace. He tries to juke out of his first tackle. Gets out a modest gain. The ball is loose, and as Sandusky recovers. Brought in by Gavin Phillips, came up from the secondary as Riker Wallace was trying to go for some extra yards. Just as he was being stopped, the ball was stripped out, and Sandusky comes up with a huge turnover into their hands, and the Wolves trot onto the field on offense. 0-0. We played 9 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, you mentioned when Kendall went down there to turn that microphone on, he said there were a few sprinkles out there, so I wonder if everything's just a little bit wet, because that ball was stripped out with ease, and just like that, the Wolves bend, not break, force the first turnover of the game. Their defense gets a stop. Now this offense comes on the field, and as we expected, a spread offense with 4 receivers, 2 each way. Chase Green keeping Jack Betts company in the backfield.
Jack Betts in the shotgun, 2 wide each way, man in motion. That is Marvin Kritzman. It's a hand to Chase Green out of the backfield. He gets the handoff to start their first offensive drive, and he gets out to the 33-yard line for a 2-yard gain. Tackle made by Gavin Franzel, outside linebacker senior against Millington. He had 7 solo tackles and 2 assists. So far, he has 1 solo tackle tonight.
Yeah, good start for him, but you see Sandusky put the slot receiver in motion from left to right to create that action. They don't use it. They use the delayed handoff right to Green. He goes straight ahead, gets a couple yards, but that's it. The tough defense of Cass City holds strong on first down.
Chase Green on the right hip of Jack Betts in the shotgun, working from their 33. Right to left across your radio. Kritzman in motion. Now 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Looking to pass. He's got white jerseys all over. This one's nearly intercepted at the line of scrimmage. Riker Wallace nearly brought it in. Pass was intended for Nathaniel Tovar, as that he had to get rid of that as soon as possible because there were 3 white jerseys in the backfield, and that is Gavin Franzel with the pressure. Sets up a 3rd down and 8 now for Sandusky at their own 33.
Again, you get that man in motion again, but you see Cass City from the outside brings a blitz, and he gets through without question, and Betts just gets rid of the ball. Don't hit me, throw it away. Don't want to take a big sack. He throws it in the area of Tovar, but they're trying to set up a screen, and Riker Wallace is not blocked, and that would be the easiest interception he may have ever had as he drops it down incomplete.
Same formation, and this one's flighted well over the hands of Nathaniel Tovar. You may need 2 Nathaniel Tovar staying on top of each other to bring that one in. That was well flighted over and falls incomplete, and now a 4th down and 8 for Sandusky at their own 33, and more than likely Jack Betts is going to have to punt this one away.
Yes, I agree. In your own territory, you're going to have to punt it away. You can't. 3 and out is no good, but as you can see on that quick pass, he's open, right? Braxton Kolax is out there one-on-one with Tovar. He runs to the first down marker and comes back, and the quarterback, feeling a little rush from previous plays, rushes the football, lets go of it early. It sails on him over the head and into the bench, incomplete.
So Jack Betts is back at punting. Last week it was Phillips, and this is a booming kick from Betts, and it's back deep, rolling across the third 25 and comes to rest at the 23-yard line. A heck of a punt from Jack Betts. That will be his 7th punt this season, as last week Betts had 1 punt last week for 30 yards. So it's a 43-yard punt from Jack Betts and flips the field. Still no score. We have 8 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first quarter, and Cass City's back in offense for the second time.
Yeah, really great punt, but if he could punt the ball anywhere like that, you want him back there for multiple reasons. He's your quarterback. There's always the chance of a fake when one of your best athletes is back there on special teams. He could make a play at any time. That time he just simply boots it away, no return, and 43 yards, flips the field, and Cass City will come on the field and give their second offensive series another chance to score for the first time.
Sandusky had 2 yards and 58 seconds on that drive, and Cass City's back in offense. A handoff to Will Perry, trying to go up the middle across the 25 and out to about the 27 before the platoon stops him of black jerseys. It's going to be a gain of 3, second down and 7 upcoming. Tackle made by number 60 for Sandusky, Brady Steve, defensive end.
Yeah, I think Ryan McKinney was there as well. Marv Kritzman was there. There are a couple guys in the area, but a better job of swarming to the football, filling up those gaps that the wing T offense is trying to attack, and they allow very little yards on first down.
From the 27, second down and 7, in the I formation, handoff to the third back there. That's Riker Walls, and he goes right into the pile across the 30, now to about the 32-yard line before he stopped. That's a decent chunk of yards, about 5, and the tackle will be credited to number 77, Jaden Geraldo. He's a junior and running back and also defensive end. Third down and 3.
Yeah, that's the extended I, right? There's 2 fullbacks back there in front of Riker Wallace, but they just hand it off to him, follow both of his fullbacks right up the middle, push the pile ahead, and a couple nice gains there, and they're going to run the exact same formation again.
And it's a handoff to Riker Wallace. He has the first down, pushes and streams himself across the 35 out to the 37 for a 6-yard gain when they needed 3. Tackle made by Sandusky's 5, Marvin Kritzman, outside linebacker and a senior on defense. First and 10 for Cass City, now at their own 37.
Coach Cottrell obviously mixing things up a little bit, right? We saw the double wing early. We saw this extended I formation, just doing anything to try to jumpstart that running game. What did you see last, 150 yards rushing? That's not going to cut it for a team that wants to run the football 90% of the time.
In the I formation, Dorland hands it off to Riker Wallace, has a bit of a seam on the left side of that line across the 40 and comes the rest of the 43 for a 6-yard gain. Tackle made by number 1, Aiden Navarro, plays outside linebacker, as Bryce Kiley is not playing in this game. He came down with an injury in practice this week, and luckily he was cleared. Everything's okay, but he'll sit out this week and will return to play next week.
That's a big loss. He's one of their, if not their leading tackler in the middle of their defense.
Quarterback key for Preston Dorland around the left side of the line, has room to run across midfield, and finally forced out of bounds at the Sandusky 35-yard line. That's where Brandon Champeau, playing safety, brings him down, and they mark him down at the 34-yard line for a 24-yard gain. Move the chains again for Cass City.
And that play was well set up, right? They attacked the right side on the first series. This time, Will Perry, and then back-to-back, Riker Wallace runs up the middle. They get a first down, so they fake that to him and let Preston Dorland take it along the high side for a keeper on the outside for a big gain. But, Clark,
that's
looks
great.
Like that's coming back.
That's great, but it doesn't count. So take that off the board as they are walking off 10 yards from an original spotted foul, which was at the 49 of Sandusky. And that's going to be a hold against Cass City. So don't even think about it. Don't even look at that last one. And now it's second down and 6 from the Cass City 41-yard line. Back in the double wing, Preston Dorland under center. And it's going to be a pitch to Braxton Kolax, and he's being brought down behind as a nice closing gap there from Brady Steve, defensive end, came from behind the play and brought down Colox before he even realized what was happening. From a second down and 7 to a third down and 3 for a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 3 from their own 44. 0-0.
That worked on the first couple plays of the game where your quarterback just turns around, pitches it to his running back. That's that wing back on that far side. And then the quarterback continues to finish spinning around and leads as the lead fullback through the gap. But that time it was set up well, but a better job by Brady Steve from the backside, not giving up on the play and makes that tackle.
Handoff up the middle. It's Riker Wallace, and nearly broke for all of the yardage in front of him, but instead he's tripped up by a shoestring at the 44 of Sandusky. And it's going to be a 10-yard gain, actually a 12-yard gain for Riker Wallace to move the chains on a third down conversion. 1st and 10 from the Sandusky 44.
Oh, Gavin Phillips makes a good tackle there. Otherwise, Riker Wallace would be celebrating in the end zone right now. But he gets through that defensive line too easily. Untouched, gets into the secondary, and Gavin Phillips trips him up by a shoelace. No joke. If he doesn't, like I said, Riker Wallace scores.
1st and 10 from the Sandusky 44. Handoff to Will Perry, trying to find a seam on the right side. And Sandusky closes the door with authority after just a gain of a yard out to the 43. Leading the charge, that was Nathaniel Tovar. Plays some defensive end, just a sophomore. 5'11", 180 pounds, brings down. Excuse me, that's number 12, Jackson Anthony on the carry.
Yep,
2nd down and 9.
And he's getting more carries as the season goes on, but you can see some of the reasons why he didn't get him early in the season. He doesn't follow the gap. He runs into his offensive lineman, and then instead of continuing to follow into the hole, he tries to reverse field Barry Sanders style and gets 1 yard to show for it.
It's a Riker Wallace handoff. He has a head of steam, and he pushes all the way down to the 39 before he would realize what's happening for a 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Jack Betts out of the secondary as free safety, a 6'2", 165-pound junior. 3rd down and 5 for Cass City at the Sandusky 39. No score. We played 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, and these power run formations, whether it's the double wing or the wing T or any of these formations, your goal is to head towards your end zone, and Riker Wallace does it as good as anybody. Plows ahead, gets 3 or 4 yards, and now 3rd down is pretty manageable.
It's a handoff to Riker Wallace again. He has the 1st down and dragging 2 black jerseys with him all the way down to the 30-yard line for a 9-yard gain. Marvin Kritzman will be credited for the tackle, but not until after the third down conversion on this drive alone for Cass City, moving the chains. Their 4th first down on this drive alone.
Yeah, I mean, Cass City's had one big play, and it was called back due to penalty. Otherwise, it's just been grinded out, 6-7 yards of carry here, just pushing that pile ahead. And Riker Wallace been the benefactor early. He's already got 6 carries, 36 yards, and a couple first down runs.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line in the I formation. Handoff quickly right up the middle to 44. Will Perry, the junior fullback, tripped over his own feet at the 27-yard line. We'll give credit to Ryan McKenney as the middle linebacker. He was in the vicinity and says, I'll take credit. 2nd down and 7 upcoming for Cass City. 0-0, 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Cass City marching down the field.
A quick fullback dive handoff to Will Perry. As I said, he gets kind of almost like he tried to jump over a defender and just doesn't maintain his balance. He falls ahead. A nice gain on 1st down, but could have been a lot more.
2nd down, 7. Back to the T formation. From the 27 of Sandusky, handoff to Will Perry, run left, and a huge block in front of him, and he's going to be down to the 10, the 5, and tripped up at the 4, as there was Nathaniel Tovar to chase him down and bring him down before the end zone. That play started at the 26. They now stand at the 2-yard line for a 24-yard rumble down the field for Will Perry.
And Jackson Anthony with a huge block on the outside. It gave Will Perry the edge to run around. And again, good hustle there by 15. If Nathaniel Tovar isn't on his case there to tackle him, that would have been a Will Perry touchdown.
And lower the shoulder, Riker Wallace into the end zone. Touchdown, Cass City. With 2:48 left in the first quarter, the Red Hawks strike first blood on the night. It is now 6-0. Cass City over Sandusky. It took their 2nd drive to find the end zone. They marched down the field 77 yards into the end zone for the first score of the night. Riker Wallace dive in the end zone from 2 yards out. Kicking team comes onto the field. Number 25, Brody Shefka. 9 of 12 on PATs this season, including a 23-yard game-winning field goal in overtime last week against Millington. Good hold, good snap. The kick is through the uprights. Yes, it is. It is 7-0. Cass City leading Sandusky with 2:48 left in the first quarter on the WLEW Sports Network.
AVS Broadband and Thumb Cellular are proud to bring you high school sports on WLEW. These local family-owned businesses are committed to keeping you connected throughout the Thumb and beyond. If you're looking to get better internet, be sure to check out AVS Broadband. With internet from AVS Broadband, you can do it all. Work, game, or stream with ease. Internet from AVS is ready for everything. Make the switch to see what better internet is all about. And to stay connected on the go, Thumb Cellular should be at the top of your list. With the friendliest staff, affordable unlimited plans, the devices you want, and great coverage, Thumb Cellular is the talk of the Thumb. Pair both of these providers together and save more with the Partner Services discount. So enjoy the game, and remember that AVS Broadband and Thumb Cellular are here to keep you connected.
Seven 0. Cass City now leads the Sandusky Wolves as they cap off a 77-yard drive in 5 minutes and 55 seconds. 4 first downs, 3 for 3 on third down, resulting in a touchdown with Riker Wallace right in from 2 yards out. Shefka puts through the point after to make it 7-0. Cass City leading Sandusky as the kick and return gets them all the way out to the 27-yard line for the Wolves, trailing by 7 points. Marching right to left across your radio, trying to find the end zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, looking for their first down, right? You got to get some success going on offense, starting with your first down. Just nothing happening. A carry for 3 and a couple incomplete passes. But that won't change the game plan. They're going to continue to throw it 2 out of every 3 downs, and but you got to get your quarterback in rhythm. That's a big part of it. And Jack Betts, they're going to look to get a completion early here just to get him going.
Trips on the left side just outside the line, and Jack Betts is going to keep it for himself around the left side. Trying to cut up field at the 30, nearly stripped at the 31, and finally brought down at the 35-yard line. A nice little run there for Jack Betts. They mark him down at the 30. Exactly the 35 for an 8-yard gain. Tackle made by number 11 for Cass City. That'd be Preston Dorland, as well as Gavin Franzel, outside linebacker. 8-yard gain for Sandusky. That looked good, as that was that a face mask? It almost appeared so. Yes, it was. None called, though. 2nd down and 2 from the 35 of Sandusky.
Yeah, didn't rip his helmet off, so it doesn't matter. But that was Jackson Anthony. We're talking about, drove by there, but missed the tackle. So nice job by Betsy. Plants that left foot, cuts back to the middle, forces that miss, and gets a nice gain on first down.
Same formation, working off the left hash. Benson, the shotgun, keeps it for himself again. Has the first down across the 40, and can mark him down to the 41 as he outstretches that hand and arm, and before he's brought down by Preston Dorland again. A 6-yard gain for Jack Betts, who now has 2 carries for 14 yards of the night. Move the chains for Sandusky the first time tonight.
Yeah, I guess instead of getting them in rhythm in the passing game, we're going to let them run the football, and that's worked well so far.
They've run the ball more than they passed this season.
That's true, but I do know passing the ball is going to be a factor
yes,
for them.
Is.
And if you're going to do that, you want your quarterback in rhythm. You want him as confident as possible. But I guess another way to do that is give him a couple carries and have him get a first down.
Same formation, left hash, 3 receivers bunched outside of the left tackle. It's a pitch over to Chase Green in the backfield, and he's going to be tripped. No, he gets out of that one, but he's got room to make up, and somehow, miraculously, he gets back to the 41-yard line. He was nearly brought down way back to the 35-yard line. Blake Makoviak, I do believe, had him cleaned up, but somehow shook loose. He still has his left shoe on as well as he got out of that one, but then here came the cavalry. Leading the charge was number 32 for Cass City, Gavin Franzel, to clean him up, but not until the original line of scrimmage of the 41.
Yeah, Blake Makoviak is not going to get credit for a tackle there, but he blew that play up. I thought Jack Betts did a good job of kind of running into him before he did the option pitch to his running back, but Makoviak didn't fall for it. Got out there and at least held them up long enough for the cavalry to make that tackle for no gain.
Same formation this time off the right hash of their own 41, trailing Cass City 7-0. It's a quarterback keep to the right side. Looked like a bit of a broken play as Jack Betts had basically a jet sweep coming the other way, except he kept it for himself, and he's brought down way back to the 36-yard line, brought down by the secondary. Brady Kruger came in, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Cass City's defense holds strong there, and Sandusky's going to be facing a 3rd and 15 when a return right here on the WLEW Sports Network. After 12 minutes of play, it's Cass City 7, Sandusky nothing on Sports Radio 1021, live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com, and also live on the MHS Network thanks to Thumb Audio Video presented by Scheurer Health.
With 620 medical professionals at Scheurer Health, we focus on just one kind of care, yours. It doesn't matter what you might be facing, Scheurer Health is in your corner. So whether your journey to better health starts with just a checkup or finally figuring out what's been ailing you for all these years, it all begins at Scheurer.org. Scheurer Health is proud to be the premier choice for healthcare in the Thumb, Michigan. So see for yourself what it's all about. With coast-to-coast coverage in 7 local communities, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
We have ourselves a 7-point ball game after the first 12 minutes of the ball game. Cass City leads Sandusky after 12 minutes of play. Quite the raucous crowd here in Sandusky. The Wolves looking to cheer for something for the first time tonight. They're on offense. They stand at their own 36-yard line, and they face a 3rd and 15 in front of them.
Yeah, no kidding. They have a ton of young cheerleaders here tonight. Great showing.
Where's your kids, Dave?
They're at home. They're too young for that yet.
Oh, okay, all right. Just checking.
Yeah, too young for that yet, but maybe someday, Clark.
Bunch to the right.
Will we still be doing this when
I
that
don't
happens?
know. I don't know. Sandusky left, right across your radio. Bunch to the right on a receiver. Jack Betts staying in the pocket, rolling downfield. Throws to the opposite side, and this one is going to be, no, it is not brought into the 43. Good coverage there for Riker Wallace on coverage. Pass was intended for Chase Green. Green looked like he may have been acting a little bit to try and draw that pass interference, but falls incomplete, no flag thrown, and it's a 4th and 15.
Pretty good coverage. Riker Wallace
coverage.
Is with him step for step. He doesn't turn around to find the football.
That's about it.
But he does have his hands up. The contact is minimal. And like I said, Chase Green, I agree with you, does a good job of trying to absorb that contact to try to draw that penalty. But a design swing, throw back to the running back, just falls incomplete.
And another punt from Jack Betts. This is a line drive at the 35. And it's brought out by Jackson Anthony. Goes to the far sideline, breaks out his first. No, he does not. He gets tripped up by Nathaniel Tovar at the 45-yard line. And I'm not sure if that's actually it. It was meant to be a beanbag for where they brought in the kick. Instead, he dropped his flag. So, 1st and 10 for Cass City at their own 45-yard line. They lead Sandusky by 7 points. 11:42 left in the first half here in Sandusky. Clark Ramsey, Dave Hanson, Doug Cole, and Kenny Lanthus for the call tonight.
Yeah, so far the story's been the Cass City defense, right? They've done a great job of taking Sandusky out of their game. I get that the running game's been important, but they're going to throw the ball enough and have had no success so far as Jack Betts attempted 3 passes. All 3 of them fell incomplete.
It's a handoff, this time to number 44 for Cass City. That'd be Will Perry, and surging and churning those legs as far as he can get them. He should have been dropped down at about midfield. Instead, he gets all the way down to the Sandusky 46-yard line, brought down by Chase Green on the secondary. He plays outside linebacker, kind of moves anywhere between the defensive line and the secondary, and they say it's enough to move the chains all the way down to the 45. 1st and 10, Cass City.
Yeah, that's all Will Perry, right? It's blocked well. He gets to 3 or 4 yards. The offensive line creates for him. The extra 6 or 7 comes from him just refusing to go to the ground. Took at least 4 or 5 Wolves to get him to the ground.
And it's a handoff this time to number 12, Jackson Anthony. Lowers the shoulder, and it's 3 yards and a cloud of dust out to about the 42-yard line. So quite literally 3 yards and a cloud of dust. Tackle made by Sandusky's Brendan Esmaker, defensive tackle. He did not play last week. Had a concussion against Millington, and he's back to the game. 2nd down and 7 for Cass City at the Sandusky 47. Cass City 7, Sandusky 0.
Yeah, that time from that I formation, they give it to the middle back, Jackson Anthony, just trying to a little bit quicker hit the hole. But Sandusky, a better job on that defensive line, stops him after a short gain.
It's a handoff to Will Perry, and tries to find a seam on the left side of the line. And they're going to say forward progress stopped at about the 39-yard line. And the bottom of that pile, dragging him down, slowing him down, Jamal Milinarski, outside linebacker and a sophomore. Sandusky stops him, brings up a 3rd down in mid-range, 3rd down in 4.5 for the Red Hawks. It's about the longest third down they've had tonight.
Yeah, it is, but it's 4-down territory for them, so advantageous for him. Will Perry has to check out as he's dragging defenders in that last play. His helmet pops off, so he's got to sit this one out.
And it's a double wing and his handout to Braxton Colax, the same play they've been running all night, and he gets the first down, and finally Chase Green chases him down to the 31-yard line for an 8-yard gain and another third down conversion this tonight. Cass City 4 for 4 on third down so far.
Yeah, and that play's worked well because they overload one side, right? So the quarterback looks left, pitches it to the guy to the left. That guy is on his way to the right, so he hits him
You have two
and
lead
stride
blockers.
to the right. You already have your wing back over there to block, and then the quarterback becomes another blocker trying to hit the linebacker. It turns into another nice gain.
Riker Wallace gets the handoff, goes to the left side of the line and gets across the 30, maybe down to about the 29-yard line before Brady Steve brings him down, defensive end for the Sandusky Wolf defense. And it's a gain of 3 on the play, according to the spot. Gain of maybe 4. Second down and a long 6.
Riker Wallace straight ahead as they do all the fakes afterward to the other way, but Wallace attacks right up the middle, just off between the left guard and tackle, straight ahead, dragging defenders, gets 4 on first down.
Second down, 6.5 to go for the Red Hawks at the Sandusky 29-yard line. Back to the T formation. Dorland under center. Handoff to Jackson Anthony. Lowers the shoulder. Rumbles across the 25 and is uprooted at the 24 by Aiden Navarro, outside linebacker and a junior. It's a gain of 4, third down and 2 for Cass City.
Better job there, Jackson Anthony, right? Big hole to run through. Takes that head of steam, goes straight ahead, even dives forward trying to get that first down marker. They mark him just a little short, but that's what you want to see from your running backs. Straight ahead.
Third down, 2. Same formation. Working out the right hash, leading Sandusky 7-0. Riker Wallace gets the handoff, breaks off his first 2 tackles, and it takes 2 black jerseys to bring him down all the way at the 13-yard line for a 10-yard gain when they needed just 2. And now Cass City is 5 for 5 on third downs. Tackle made by number 60, Brady Steve, defensive end for Sandusky. First and 10.
Cass City just mixing it up well, right? Riker Wallace is always going to be the 1A back in this backfield. He's got 8 carries, but Will Perry has 6. Jackson Anthony has 5. Braxton Colax has 3 of them. They've really worked in all of these backs. And for Sandusky, they just don't know who's going to get it next. Don't forget, Preston Dorland had a big one called back. His number is going to get called again here soon, too.
It's a handoff to Jackson Anthony. He's the legs cut off underneath him at about the 8-yard line. Brought down by Aiden Navarro, yet again outside linebacker after a 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 inside the Sandusky 10-yard line. 7-0 Cass City trying to add on another score.
5'11", 170. He's giving away about 30, 40 pounds and 4 or 5 inches. So absolutely, he goes low, chops him down. It's a good gain by Jackson Anthony, but also a good tackle in open space by Navarro.
Handoff to Jackson Anthony. He's close to that first down marker, and he's brought down with authority. Brought down by Nathan Tovar, defensive end, and just a sophomore. A yard short, third down, and just a yard to go.
Just a yard to go is the key there. They're going to, again, continue to keep pushing this ball forward, one run play at a time. Just Sandusky, no answer, no tackles for loss yet. Everything been moving forward for this Cass City offense, and they'll line up in the T and try to punch this one in.
In the T, working off the right hash, and it's a handout to Jackson Anthony down to the end zone. Touchdown, Cass City. Jackson Anthony rumbles in from 3 yards out and in for score number 2 for the Red Hawks, and it's now 13-0. Just under 7 to play in the second quarter here in Sandusky. As it stands right now, it's Cass City 13, Sandusky nothing, with an extra point on the way from Brody Shefka.
Just physical power football, and they've mixed it up with getting all these backs, different carries, and then you take the double wing, the wing T. They've had these extended I formation. They're doing it in different formations, but it hasn't mattered. Their offensive line has dominated so far.
Brody Shefka awaiting the kick. The kick is up. It is beautiful, and it is through the uprights. Yes, it is. It's 14-0 with 6:52 remaining in the second quarter. Cass City scores twice to Sandusky's nothing on the WLEW Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Clark Ramsey. When you're in need of healthcare, there's just one choice: Scheurer Health. And I'm not just saying that because it's my day job, but because I get to see the amazing things that our team of 620 medical professionals do on a daily basis. Scheurer Health proudly serves 7 communities in Thumb, Michigan. So whether you're here in Pigeon or Harbor Beach, Sebling or Port Hope, or Bad Axe, Elkton, and Caseville, we've got your back. Now with coast-to-coast coverage, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
It's 14-0 Cass City over Sandusky. 6:52 left in the second quarter. Cass City has struck the end zone on their second and third drives. Their first one was actually resulting in a fumble. Sandusky couldn't do anything, punted. Sandusky has punted on their first two drives of the night. Cass City has found the end zone twice. It's 14-0. Jackson Anthony from 3 yards out into the end zone on a 55-yard drive and 10 plays. 3 for 3 on third downs for 3 first downs on that night. And it's brought in by Jack Betts inside the 20-yard line and gets all the way up to the 30 before progress is stopped. And so the Wolves will have a 70-yard field in front of them, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Tackle made by number 32, Gavin Franzel, on the special teams for the Redhawks. 1st and 10 for Sandusky, trying to get something going here before the half is over.
Yeah, nice high kick there for Cass City. Betts hauls it in and runs forward just a little bit before he's met by 32 Gavin Franzel, nowhere else to go. So this drive will start at their own 31-yard line. They're Sandusky down 2 touchdowns, but 6:42 to go in this half. A better drive last time. They were able to get a first down and run a few more plays, but their best plays have been Jack Betts running the football. We'll see if they go back to it early here, but could use a couple first downs and try to maybe make this a 1-score game going into the half.
Jack Betts in the shotgun. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. That's Aiden Navarro. Staying in the pocket to pass, throwing downfield to Navarro. There's a lot of air underneath that, and it's brought in. Yes, it is, at the 40. He got 1 foot down, and Aiden Navarro surges the Sandusky Wolves down the field, and they're going to mark him down to the 32. That is about 8 yards off, but close enough. As a beautiful pass from Jack Betts of 37 yards. They're going to mark him down to the 32. Okay. So from the 31 to the 50, then across the other way, down to the 32 for a 37-yard reception with a few extra bonus yards on top of that.
Yeah, there's definitely some bonus yards. I mean, I would say he caught it somewhere closer to the 36-ish.
That was the 40.
Right. I would think he was in bounds maybe at the 36. After that, he was out. But either way, a great throw by Jack Betts to complete that pass down the field.
Betts keeps it for himself and tries to find anything, and he's ripped down nearly by the helmet at the 32-yard line, and maybe for a gain of nothing. It looks like it's going to be a loss of a yard on that one. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11. Tackle made by number 44. Who else? Will Perry, outside linebacker for the Kansas City Redhawks. 2nd down and 11.
He designed quarterback run to the far side of the field. He's got his other running back in front of him there to make a block, but Cass City linebackers all over it. They swarm to the football, and it's Will Perry that slams him down for a 1-yard loss.
2nd down, 11 from the 33-yard line is where they mark him down. As the clock is having some troubles, it keeps turning off. So it looks like we're back in action. Nope, no we're not. Nope, and the clock is back up. 14-0, Cass City leading Sandusky. There's the clock started there. Okay, full function returning. 2nd down, 11 and a half yards to go, working off the left hash. In the shotgun, Jack Betts, Chase Green to his right. 3 receivers on the right side of that line. Now man in motion coming in for a quad on that side. Quick pass to Chase Green in the dump-off pass. He's across the 35, breaks off his first tackle, and is going to break off his second tackle. But here comes Riker Wallace to clean him up at the 29-yard line. A hard-fought 4-yard pass to Chase Green, and there is a flag flying well after the play, and this might go against Cass City. Unsportsmanlike conduct will be the call against Cass City. Yes, so that's going to be 15 yards marked off. So instead of a 3rd down and 8, this is going to be an automatic 1st down and 15 yards walked off from the 30-yard line down inside the red zone for the first time tonight for Sandusky. That's a huge call.
That is a huge call, and I assume it was somewhere in the area where the tackle was made. I didn't see who it was. Again, we're still having clock issues because we're back to 6:19 again, just the same time it was before that play ran out. But clock keeps glitching out. It goes black and comes back on. I'm not sure what's going on, but big 15-yard penalty to kind of give this home crowd a little something here to get back in the game, get a little momentum for the home team. It's a bad penalty for Cass City to give a struggling team some free yardage and a 1st down.
1st down and 10 from the Cass City 15-yard line. 14-0, Cass City leading Sandusky. As we now have another stoppage as the clock is turning back off again. Clock is back on. This kind of reminds me of our coverage, Dave, when Harbor Beach played Ishpeming in the state semifinals up in Marquette. And the most exciting part of our broadcast was announcing when the Mackinac Bridge was open and when the Mackinac Bridge was closing. Right now, the Mackinac Bridge is opening and closing intermittently.
Quickly.
Very
Yes,
quickly.
very.
Just got to get through that booth and then just surge across the bridge, all 5 miles. As this situation occurred as well against Burton Atherton. In Burton Atherton for these regional finals in basketball for USA and Beecher, the game USA won, as I call it, a miracle on ice for the USA Patriots, taking out Beecher. But that clock kept going on and off. The cords were directly behind John Mooney and myself, like directly behind us. If we moved our chair, it would have gone off. So we were protecting it for the whole gym there.
Wow.
So to this situation, this seems to be a power shorting situation. So they're saying 5 minutes and 50 seconds will be on the clock. As we're going to have a official timeout here. As we'll wait for the short to work itself out. As frankly, what they need to do is kill the breaker to the scoreboard and hope it fixes itself. Dave Hansen, your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously you don't get paid enough to worry about fixing that, but yeah,
maybe Kevin Streeter could help.
Yeah, there would be your best bet. I absolutely, but yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll take a little pause here, but yeah, it's been the story of the Cass City defense, right? Up until that last penalty, Sandusky had 7 carries, 14 yards rushing. They were 0 of 3 passing before this drive when they got a 37-yard completion down the sideline. But outside of that big play and now this penalty, Cass City offensively got stripped early, but 26 carries, 160 yards on the ground, 6 yards a pop. The last 2 drives have been successful touchdowns. Cass City seems to be in the driver's seat here, but they're going to have to ask their defense now after the penalty. This little break may benefit them. Get cooler heads may prevail.
The clock has been on for the last 8 seconds and counting. So this is a good sign. Now we got to get to 5 minutes and 50 seconds. So nothing else, Dave. This is a media timeout.
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
All right. So the clock just successfully ran for 29 straight seconds. That's a promising sight.
Yeah, there's a real chance that Kendall Anthus may have fixed that for them.
I think Kendall Anthus did fix it. We'll get the word here from our associate producer. The cord was being stretched and nearly blown out of the wall. Somehow Kendall Anthus, who fixes everything for us, fixed it for Sandusky as well. And Jeremy Velasquez on the save as well. So the clock is back up. Back in action. Receiver wide to left, Nathan Tofar. 3 to the right in a bunch outside of the right tackle. Jack Betts in the shotgun. Chase Green to his left. Wayne to back to pass. Throwing downfield to an open Nathaniel Tovar, and he brings it in with one hand. Touchdown, Sandusky. Nathaniel Tovar brings it in with one hand, brings it in with the other hand, and runs to the end zone untouched. A strike from 15 yards out, and the Sandusky Wolves are on the board. All they need was a rejuvenated clock, and they are into the end zone for 6. 5:14 left in the second quarter. It's now 14-6.
Yes, let everybody wonder if that happened on purpose. A free timeout. No, I'm just kidding. But what a fantastic route, right? First of all, credit to the offensive line for giving the time for that play to develop. That would look like a slant. He planted his foot, went back to the outside, and Betts let that thing fly before he planted the outside and dropped it into a bucket. And Nathaniel Tovar making an awesome one-handed catch to get the home team on the board.
And Lagados puts it in for the extra point. It is now 14-7 with 5:14 left in the first half on the WLEW Sports Network. 14-7, Cass City leading Sandusky.
Here we go, Billy. Swing hard.
As your local agent, I know you. I know every Saturday your son Billy plays Little League. We sponsor his team. And we know you love parking way too close to the field. That's why we tailor a unique policy for you and your car. Because sometimes something from out of left field can literally come from out of left field. That's simple human sense.
Ask Whitney Insurance Agency in Lapeer if auto owners make sense for you.
Sandusky very efficient on that drive. Minute 38 off the clock. 2 first downs, covering 69 yards. And no third downs even, resulting in a score. Nathaniel Tovar brings in the catch from Jack Betts. An extra point from Lagatus. We're going to change the pronunciation of that all night. And it's going to be now 14-7 after an extra point. Makes it 14-7. Cass City's lead cut in half as now the Red Hawks back in offense. As the kick goes out of bounds, there'll be illegal procedures. They mark it at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cass City. 5:14 before the half is over.
Yep, so this drive, like you said, will start at their own 35-yard line, but 5:14 to go, timeouts in their pocket. This is a drive that Cass City lives for, right? They did give up a touchdown. The penalty hurt them, but this is a chance for this offense to drain the clock and control the clock.
Dorland looking to pass downfield. Now he's going to have to chase him, keep him up for himself. His 3 black jerseys bring him for a modest gain. He's looking downfield. That was well covered by Sandusky's secondary. And then chasing him down from behind was number 77. That would be Jaden Geraldo. And brought a 4-yard gain for Preston Dorland. And now at the 39-yard line, 2nd down and 6, leading 14-7 over Sandusky.
Yeah, just a sophomore quarterback, but that was a veteran play there. They did not force the football. There were 3 receivers out there. Sandusky did a great job covering them, but again, keeping his eyes downfield does Dorland and just kind of wanders ahead, gets himself 4 or 5 yards on a play that just didn't go the way they wanted to.
A handoff to Jackson Anthony. That is Jackson Anthony. Breaks out his first tackle and keeps momentum going forward all the way down to the 44-yard line for a 5-yard gain when they needed 6. So it's going to be up a 3rd down and a yard to go. Tackle made by number 5, Marvin Kritzman, middle linebacker for the Sandusky Wolves, leading the charge with 5 tackles tonight. 3rd down, a yard to go.
Back to this power running game. Jackson Anthony pushing the pile ahead, getting inside, getting a 3rd down, I would say inside 1 yard to go. But again, 4 minutes to go in this half. Timeouts in their pocket. This is a drive Cass City lives for.
A handoff right up the middle, Riker Wallace, and he gets the 1st down by about a half a yard as he falls forward when tackle is being made right at the line of scrimmage. And then some, and he gets out to about the 46-yard line. Tackle made by Sandusky's number 5, Marvin Kritzman, with his 6th tackle of the night. Move the chains. Cass City remains perfect on 3rd downs, now 7 for 7 on 3rd downs already. 3:45 before the half is over. They lead Sandusky 14-7.
Yeah, 62, Ryan McKinney not far away to help make sure Riker Wallace only gets that couple yards, but it is a 1st down for Cass City as they're trying to put one drive together for the half.
Quarterback keep to Dorland around the right side, goes in on the far sideline, cuts upfield, and he's known in front of him. 1 man to beat at the 30, cuts in field, and is being brought down from behind at the 25-yard line for a 21-yard gain. Jamal Milinarski is the only thing that saved the touchdown for Sandusky's defense, as Preston Dorland streaks down the field and breaks out of 1 tackle, breaks out of 2 tackles, and down to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, the run action with Jackson Anthony, and then follows all of those running backs down the sideline. And Dorland did a good job of pulling up. I thought he was going to go out of bounds after about a 7 or 8 yard gain, but he puts the brakes on. Guy flies right by into the sideline, and he turns on the jets down the sideline. And again, Jamal Minarski makes a great tackle from behind.
Double wing offense is a handoff to pitch to number 1, Braxton Colax, a play we've seen quite a few times tonight. Gets all the way down to the 16-yard line for a 9-yard gain on 1st down. So the clock rolls under 3 minutes. Tackle made by Ryan McKinney, middle linebacker for Sandusky. 2nd down, a yard to go for Cass City at the Sandusky 16-yard line. 14-7 Redhawks over the Wolves.
Yeah, he pitches it to his left, but Braxton Colax on the left side is going right, and then utilizes the quarterback and the other wingback as lead blockers, and they get another 9 on that play. They've done it 4 times to Braxton Colax. He's got 36 yards to show for it.
In the I formation, handoff quickly to number 44. That would be Will Perry. He has the 1st down and tripped up shortly thereafter at about the 14-yard line. Tackle made by Jack Betts out of the secondary as a free safety junior, but it's enough to move the chains for Cass City. 1st and 10 from the Sandusky 14-yard line. 2 minutes and change here in the 2nd quarter. 14-7, Cass City leading.
Just what the doctor ordered, though. It doesn't need to be a big play, but they get another 1st down and keep the clock moving.
It's a handoff on a delayed handoff to Will Perry. He waits for the traffic to clear, then runs and rumbles across the 10-yard line and finally comes to rest at the 7, where Marvin Kritzman cleans up his 7th tackle of the night. A gain of about 8 on the play. Second down and 3 after a 7-yard gain for Will Perry.
Yeah, it's not very often from the tee you see a hesitation like that, but Le'Veon Bell style, so to speak, is a guy you would know well. But he does. He lets that blocker clear out that linebacker, and then he takes off and gets a nice gain.
And off to Riker Wallace, gets out his first tackle, but is tripped up shortly thereafter, after maybe a 2.5-yard gain when he needed 3. So it's going to be very close, and it's going to be a third down and less than a yard to go at the Sandusky 5-yard line. Tackle made by Brendan Essmaker. Typically defensive tackle, playing some time at middle linebacker with Bryce Kiley's absence tonight. Third down, a yard to go.
Yeah, they don't want Bryce Kiley out, but they are at least happy to have Brendan Essmaker back to help fill that gap somewhat. A versatile player there. He makes the tackle and forces third down.
Sandusky goes and they jump across into the neutral zone as Cass City went for the hard count. And instead of even snapping the ball on the third down and 1, it's a free first down. And half the distance to the goal line from the 4, maybe 5-yard line down to about the 2.5.
Yeah, one of the oldest tricks in the book, right, is you go with that hard count, delay that snap just a little bit, and it worked well. Everyone on the defensive line of Sandusky jumped.
First and goal, and Jackson Anthony into the end zone untouched. Had a wide open lane on the right side of that line and rumbles in from 3 yards out for Kansas City's third score of the night, and it comes with less than a minute to play in the second quarter. It's now back out to a 2-possession lead for the Red Hawks on the road over Sandusky as it stands right now 20-7. Kansas City over Sandusky with an extra point on the way.
Yeah, it's well done. You get the clock under 1 minute to go. You utilize most of that clock, and you punch in another 7. So you give up a touchdown on this end, go down to the other end for the half, and get it right back. And leave it to Brody Shefka to try to add the PAT and get back to a 14-point lead.
Brody Shefka in the night is now 3 for 3. The extra point is good, and it's a 21-7 ball game in favor of the road team, the Kansas City Red Hawks over the Sandusky Wolves. 54 seconds left in the second quarter, right here on the WLEW Sports Network.
With 620 medical professionals at Scheurer Health, we focus on just one kind of care, yours. It doesn't matter what you might be facing, Scheurer Health is in your corner. So whether your journey to better health starts with just a checkup or finally figuring out what's been ailing you for all these years, it all begins at Scheurer.org. Scheurer Health is proud to be the premier choice for healthcare in the Thumb, Michigan. So see for yourself what it's all about. With coast-to-coast coverage in 7 local communities, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
.54 seconds left in the first half. And Kansas City finds the end zone for the third time on a 4-minute and 20-second drive, covering 65 yards on 9 plays. 4 first downs, 2 for 2 on third downs, make it 21-7. Or Jackson Anthony rumbles in from 3 yards out. That'd be his second score of the evening. Shefka with his third extra point makes it 21-7. As Brady Steed brings it in for Sandusky, and they rumble out and run out to about the 21, maybe the 22-yard line, where they will start this drive at the 21, trailing 21-7 to Cass City.
Yeah, it's a long ways to go, but it wasn't very long ago. We were having clock issues, but we did see Jack Betts hit Aiden Navarro for a 37-yard, just drop back and throw it down the sideline for a 37-yard completion. So interesting to see how aggressive Coach Palmer wants to be with his team trailing on the scoreboard 21-7.
Certainly a big playability with this offense. 2 wide each way. Jack Betts in the shotgun, as he has been all night practically. Chase Green to his left, splitting the hash marks at the 22-yard line. Gets the snap, looking downfield, throws it quickly, and it's brought in by Tovar across the 25 out to about the 27, where he's immediately tackled as Kolox brings him down. Clock continues to roll under 40 seconds now. Sandusky already at the line of scrimmage. They still have 3 timeouts.
Yep, they're going to no huddle here, though, and hurry up and snap the ball in the same formation.
There's Betts now on a quarterback keeper right up the middle. Has room to run, lowers the shoulder across the 30-yard line, and is stopped after a 3-yard gain. That's where he's met by number 32, Gavin Franzel, outside linebacker for the Sandusky defense. We have our first timeout of this first half with 26.8 seconds left on the night. Jack Betts and Chase Green with 17 yards on 8 carries tonight on offense. Interestingly enough, entering this game, Jack Betts and Chase Green accounted for 106 of the 117 carries this entire season. So through 4.5 games, they now have 114 carries between the two of them and 125 carries for the whole team, accounting for all but 11 touches and 40 yards. Betts and Green combining entering tonight, 106 carries for 462 yards and 2 scores. They're facing a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and you can see that those other odd carries come because they put slot receivers in motion. They did try to run a reverse earlier, so they will incorporate those receivers once or twice a game just to get them involved, try to catch a defense sleeping. But so far, it's just been the 2 of them tonight.
26.8 seconds left here in the second quarter. Sandusky trails by 2 scores, 21-7. 3rd down and 2 for the Wolves. Trips to the left, 1 to the right, working on inside the left hash. Betts left to right across her radio in his black uniform, red pants. There's the snap. Immediate run to his right and reverse to the right side, looking past, and except he has to run it. And this is going to go absolutely nowhere. Gavin Phillips is going to be brought down in the backfield at the 28-yard line for a 2-yard loss. And there's the second timeout called brought down by Gavin Franzel, and the second timeout called by Sandusky in this half. 18 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, interesting, you'd call timeout when it's 4th down. Obviously, he's going to go for it. I don't know why you'd call timeout if you wouldn't, but boy, it'd be devastating if you didn't because you would give Cass City really good field position. And I don't know what range exactly Brody Shefka's comfortable kicking here. I know, but it gives you a chance to run a play or two and give you an opportunity to kick for 3. So it's an interesting timeout here. Again, I assume to dial up a play to go for it here on 4th down.
Other area scores, Harbor Beach leads USA in the second quarter 36-0. Millington over Caro 7-0. They scored with 16 seconds left in that second. 8-8 Caseville and CPS, and 13-6 Deckerville over Mayfield. 4th down, 3 yards to go, and Sandusky brings the punt team out, and Cassidy nearly jumped. Jack Betts punts it away, and this goes sideways. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe. And that is out of bounds at the 30-yard line with 13.8 seconds left. Not what they drew up and not what the doctor ordered for Sandusky.
Gosh, Clark, that I've seen you hit some golf shots like that. It's been a few years, but I've seen you hit some golf shots like that. I'm not kidding. That ball come out of 45 right at us.
That's why you always line up behind me when I tee off, Dave.
Most definitely. Yeah, again, Jack Betts, the design there, they wanted a hard count. They almost got Cassidy to jump, and then he just wanted to drop it and kick it off the side of his foot and just get a knuckling football that was rolling, and he missed it. It was off the toe and straight in the sidelines.
Throwing downfield, and it's in and out of the hands, and a streaking down to the 12-yard line at Jackson Anthony. Had he been able to bring that in, he would have had no chance in catching him. And it's a double-team coverage there, but a great ball from Preston Dorland. Falls incomplete, stops the clock with 9.2 seconds left in the second quarter. 21-7.
I love the play call. If this team's going to turn it over, Cassidy's comfortable with their lead. They trust their young quarterback to fake the handoff and drop it downfield and throw it, and it's right into the arms of Jackson Anthony. I mean, it's right in his right arm. An utter drop as he comes open between the double coverage. A play he really wishes he'll have back, but for Cass City, they're going to try to do it again and call a quick timeout.
Dorland in the shotgun, looking downfield to throw. This is going to be intended for Braxton Colox, and this was overthrown by about 5 yards. He was staying at the 5-yard line. They would brought that in at the goal line. So incomplete, stops the clock with 3.8 seconds left. In coverage there was Gavin Phillips. And now a 3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line. This would be a 46-yard field goal for Brody Shefka. Wind is...
I know what you're saying, Clark. You're going to will this opportunity. It's not happening.
Come on.
No, it's not happening. But they're going to heave one to the end zone. That last one falls incomplete because the receiver and quarterback were on the wrong page. The receiver broke in towards the middle of the field, and Quarterback Dorland threw it to the outside, and again, nobody there. Falls incomplete.
So Cass City wants to discuss this a little bit further. They can't take the timeouts with them, so might as well use them. So with 3.8 seconds left in the second quarter, it is Cass City leading 21-7. And this drive was set up by perhaps one of the most lackluster punts I've seen in quite some time. Jack Betts couldn't believe it either.
Yeah,
he immediately hung his head. Couldn't believe what he just did.
Yeah, he turned to the side. He just wanted to kind of kick it off the side of his foot, just get a line drive that knuckled out there and rolled out deep. There'd be no return. But when you hit a shot like that off the toe, it's going straight sideways. And a couple of his coaches looked up because to see it go over their heads. They couldn't believe it.
0-0 between the Tigers and Red Sox in Boston tonight. Top of the third, bottom of the third, end of the third, top of the fourth. Man, that game moves fast. It's a 3rd down and 10 for Cass City on the last play of this half.
Just be nice if you could get some accurate information once in a while, huh?
That pitching clock really has done wonders for the game. Empty set for Preston Dorland. Last play of the half. Stay in the pocket, throwing downfield to the near post, and this is going to be overthrown, intended for Will Perry, and it falls incomplete, so Cass City cannot find the end zone for the 4th time, and we've reached the end of the half with a 14-point lead for the Cass City Redhawks on the road over the Sandusky Wolves, 21-7 after 24 minutes of play, right here on the WLEW Sports Network. When we return, we'll be hearing from the Sandusky Marching Band on the field tonight. Strong numbers, as always, from this marching band, right here on Sports Radio 1021, live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com, and also live on the NFHS Network, streaming video live, thanks in part to Thumb Audio Video, and presented by Scheurer Health on the WLEW Sports Network. It's 21-7 at the half, Cass City by 14.
Hi, I'm Clark Ramsey. When you're in need of health care, there's just one choice: Scheurer Health. And I'm not just saying that because it's my day job, but because I get to see the amazing things that our team of 620 medical professionals do on a daily basis. Scheurer Health proudly serves 7 communities in Thumb, Michigan. So whether you're here in Pigeon or Harbor Beach, Sebling or Port Hope, or Bad Axe, Elkton, and Caseville, we've got your back. Now with coast-to-coast coverage, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
Here we go, Billy. Swing hard.
As your local agent, I know you. I know every Saturday your son Billy plays Little League. We sponsor his team. And we know you love parking way too close to the field. That's why we tailor a unique policy for you and your car. Because sometimes something from out of left field can literally come from out of left field. That's simple human sense.
Ask Whitney Insurance Agency in Lapeer if auto owners make sense for you.
Looking to score big in real estate?
At Knockout Real Estate, we're your all-star team. Personal, fun, and ready to get the job done.
From Frankenmuth to Millington and all across mid-Michigan, we know the field, the plays, and how to win for you.
Knockout Real Estate.
Let's make your next move a win.
AVS Broadband, you can do it all. Work, game, or stream with ease. Internet from AVS is ready for everything. Make the switch to see what better internet is all about. Pair both of these providers together and save more with the Partner Services discount. So enjoy the game. And remember that Thumb Cellular and AVS Broadband are here to keep you connected.
After 2 quarters of play, it is Cass City leading Sandusky 21-7 in Sandusky tonight. Right now, it's time to shift our attention to the marching band. You'll be able to hear the game. In a second, you'll be able to hear the band as well. Playing 3 selections from the 1980s, which feels like about 15 years ago. In fact, that was about 40 years ago. Hard to fathom. Here's Panama from Van Halen, the Sandusky Marching Band on the field.
The show continues with a song by George Michael that was also released in 1984. With its iconic saxophone hook, this is Careless Whisper. The Sandusky Band concludes their 1980 show with a song that topped the Billboard Hot 100 in 1985 and is still very popular today. By the group Aha, we hope you enjoy Take On Me. Sandusky High School Band will be heading to Croswell, Lexington.
You've been listening to the Sandusky Marching Band at the half. Impressive numbers, a strong program, 64 strong out there playing their hits from the 80s. Little Careless Whispers, Van Halen Panama, and then Take On Me by Aha. We'll return in about 90 seconds with your first half recap from Dave Hansen right here on the WLEW Sports Network on Sports Radio 102.1 FM, live worldwide at WLEWSports.com, and also streaming video feed on the NFHS network thanks to Thumb Audio Video, presented by Scheurer Health on the WLEW Sports Network. At the half, it is Cass City leading 21-7.
With 620 medical professionals at Scheurer Health, we focus on just one kind of care, yours. It doesn't matter what you might be facing, Scheurer Health is in your corner. So whether your journey to better health starts with just a checkup or finally figuring out what's been ailing you for all these years, it all begins at Scheurer.org. Scheurer Health is proud to be the premier choice for healthcare in the Thumb, Michigan. So see for yourself what it's all about. With coast-to-coast coverage in 7 local communities, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
Looking to score big in real estate?
At Knockout Real Estate, we're your all-star team. Personal, fun, and ready to get the job done.
From Frankenmuth to Millington and all across mid-Michigan, we know the field, the plays, and how to win for you.
Knockout Real Estate.
Let's make your next move a win.
Plan now for your success with precision solutions that make every seed count. Prep smarter, plant better, grow bigger with Wessel's Enterprises. Wessel's Enterprises, targeting maximum yield since 2007.
The WLEW Sports Network's Game of the Week finds the Cass City Redhawks on top at halftime, 21-7 over their host, the Sandusky Wolves, after what's been a little bit back-and-forth game to a degree, but mostly Cass City. Dave Hansen, how would you tell us that we got to this 21-7 game at halftime?
Yeah, in the first quarter, the first touchdown went to Riker Wallace, a 2-yard touchdown run. Brody Shefka tacked on the PAT, and it was a 7-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Cass City scores again. This time, Jackson Anthony on a 3-yard touchdown run. Brody Shefka again connects on the PAT. It's 14-0. But Sandusky would respond. Jack Betts hits Nathaniel Tovar, an awesome one-handed catch into the end zone, a 15-yard throw and catch for that touchdown. Latigas with the PAT, and now 14-7. But Cass City would score one more time, just under a minute left in the half. Jackson Anthony with his second touchdown run, this time a 3-yard touchdown run, and Brody Shefka would tack on his third straight PAT, and Cass City would lead 21-7 at halftime here in Sandusky.
21-7. Sandusky has punted the ball 3 times and found the end zone their other drive. Let's take a look at stats here now. Cass City with the ball 17 minutes and 34 seconds of the time. Sandusky 6 minutes and 26 seconds. Jack Betts, leading rusher for the Wolves at 5 carries for just 9 yards. Chase Green 3 carries for 8 yards, and Gavin Phillips 1 carry for a loss of 2 for 15 total yards rushing. Passing the ball, they've been 3 for 6 for 57 yards and 1 score for a total offense of 15 plays of 72 yards. Versus Cass City, 38 plays for 224 yards. So 23 more plays of offense and 152 more yards to show for it, all on the ground. 35 carries for 224 yards and 3 scores. They do have that 1 fumble. Sandusky couldn't do anything with it, and they're 0 for 3 in the passing game from Preston Dorland. Leading the charge, Riker Wallace for 11 carries for 58 yards and 1 score. He also had the fumble. Will Perry, 8 carries for 56 yards, and Jackson Anthony, 10 carries for 41 yards and found the end zone twice. Braxton Colox, 4 carries for 36 yards, and Preston Dorland on the quarterback keep, twice for 33 yards.
Yeah, I mean, the big telltale in this game is rushing, right? 9 carries, 15 yards for the home team, 35 carries, 224 yards for Cass City. And enough said. The team that's running the football best typically wins. Sandusky is hanging around because the passing game has kept them in it, with a big throw to Aiden Navarro right here in front of us, and then a spectacular, maybe one of the better catches you'll see all season, Nathaniel Tovar with that one-handed touchdown catch. But outside of a couple great passing plays, Sandusky's offense has sputtered and has struggled to gain any sort of rhythm or momentum.
Sandusky, 15 plays, 72 yards. Cass City, 38 plays, 224 yards. As we are 3 minutes away from kicking off this second half. Defense, Cass City with 14 tackles, including 3 for a loss. No sacks, no interceptions, no tip pass or fumble recovery. Sandusky, 33 tackles, none in the backfield, but they do have that one fumble recovery, which was early in the game but did not hurt Cass City by any means. Marvin Kritzman with 7 tackles, leading all teams on tackling. Gavin Franzel for Cass City leads the way with 6 tackles and a tackle for a loss. Preston Dorland at 3. Will Perry, 2 tackles, including 1 for a loss. And Brady Kruger has the other tackle for a loss for the Cass City Redhawks.
Yeah, like I said, you haven't run that many plays for Sandusky, right? And they've thrown the ball 6 times, so not a ton of tackles there to be found. But a couple other things that have caught my attention. Cass City, 13 first downs, and they're 8 of 9 on third down conversions. Sandusky has found their way to just 3 first downs. One of them came via penalty, and they're 0 for 3 on third downs tonight.
We'll take a look at other area scores if we have them. Kendall Anthus sleeping on the job, per usual. No, he's doing a great job. Save the scoreboard tonight, more than anything. At the half, Reese leads Marlette 14-8 in a close game in Reese tonight. Upley leading Vassar in a close one there as well, 14-8 in that one as well, same score. USA and Harbor Beach in the second quarter, 44-0.
Not the same score.
With 3 minutes left in that first half. So Harbor Beach just throwing it heavily at the USA Patriots. Benson Harbor still not playing in that one due to recovering from an injury against Whiteford. Lakers over Central Montcalm, 6-0 at the end of the first quarter. And Millington over Caro, 7-0. We do believe that game is at halftime. And in Kendall's Corner, Schoolcraft leading Coloma, 14-6. In A-player football, Caseville leading CPS, 36-14. It was 8-0 at halftime, at the end of the first. Then Caseville scores 4 more times in the second quarter to CPS's 14. Kingston leading Brown City. Kingston over Brown City, 34-8.
Yeah, household name there. Tanner James running all over the place in that game.
And last we heard, Deckerville leading Mayville, 13-6. That was still in the first quarter, our last update there. Last we heard, 0-0 between the Tigers and Red Sox.
No, it's 3-0 Detroit.
Okay. There's an update I'll happen. As Kendall Anthus, I'm sorry, his microphone's in my ear. I turned down for whatever reason. Can't figure it out. As 3-0, middle of the fourth. Bases loaded now. I'm going to say that bases loaded is not happening there, Doug. It's middle of the fourth, 3-0. So another full bases opportunity for the Tigers swept away. And Rangers are leading Cleveland 4-2.
Yes,
so that
we are big Texas fans this week too.
Come on, Texas! As the opening kick of the second half bounces off the chest plate of Garrett Badgerow, and he has to pick it up. And Sandusky will start out this series inside their own 20-yard line at the 18.
That's number 60.
Brady Steve, excuse me.
Yep.
Brady Steve on the return. And brought down by Jackson Anthony. 1st and 10 for the Sandusky Wolves at their own 18-yard line, left right across the radio, trailing 21-7.
Yeah, so Sandusky won the toss. They opted to defer, so they get to start this half with the football, but they're down 2 scores. But the last time they had the football, they drove it down the field and threw for a touchdown. But a little bit easier if this team could find a way to get the ball going, running the football, and get a couple first downs.
Sandusky trailing by 14 points. 11:57 left in the third quarter. 21-7 Cass City. As there seems to be a little bit of a delay here, and I think they're looking over to the lights were on the ambulance. Said shut off the lights on the ambulance. There we go. Okay. See, the lights are on the scoreboard, but the lights are on the ambulance. That's the problem. Receiver wide to the left. 1st and 10. Jack Betts and Jace Green in the shotgun. Trips to the right just outside of the line. One man on the left, that would be Tofar. Quarterback keep up the middle for Jack Betts. Has some room to run, has the first down, and is tracked down and dragged down and spun down at a 29-yard line for an 11-yard gain. Cass City's Riker Wallace chases him down. Jack Betts moves the chains by himself at 11-yard gain to start the second half.
Just what the doctor ordered to start this half. Got to get the run game going, and the only one that had any success was quarterback Jack Betts, and it's a quarterback draw to start this half. Lead blocker is Chase Green. He picks up the linebacker, and Betts does the rest, dragging Riker Wallace a few yards down the field, and it will be enough for a first down, a much-needed first down for Sandusky.
They mark him down right at the 30, so that is a 12-yard gain for Jack Betts. Same formation except opposite. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. That'd be number 1, Aiden Navarro. In the shotgun, another keep for Jack Betts, and there is, had he not fallen in the backfield at the 26, he would have been brought down by a variety of white jerseys. The credit will be given to number 51, Dylan Berger, nose tackle. So a loss of 4 on the play. Second down and 14 now for Sandusky.
Yeah, they run to the wide side of the field, which is towards our direction, but the trio, the trips of wide receivers is on the other side, so they run to the weak side, and just Chase Green out there blocking, but there's probably 3 defenders out there, like you said, Clark, that were about ready to chop that play down. The quarterback, Jack Betts, was doing his best to try to make somebody miss, but took himself out in the process, and it's a loss on first down.
3 to the left, 1 to the right, working off the right hash. Jack Betts in the shotgun again with Chase Green to his right. Staying in the pocket this time to throw it downfield. Throws it down the near sideline to Navarro inside Cass City territory, and it does not bring it in, but there is a flag flying, and this is going to be an automatic first down move to change moment for the Sandusky Wolves. This will be pass interference on Cass City, as it was Braxton Kolax in coverage on Aiden Navarro, and this is going to move him 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage downfield as he came up with his arms underneath the shoulders and armpits of Navarro, and he cannot bring in the catch.
Yeah, that's the one time where a ball being slightly underthrown worked to Sandusky's advantage. Braxton Kolax is in pretty good coverage, but when the ball was slightly underthrown, Aiden Navarro does an excellent job of finding the football, reacting to where it was, and reaching back for the football, knowing that it would look like he's hugging Braxton Kolax. It draws enough contact for them to get a penalty, and that should be enough for a first down for Sandusky.
So, 15 yards walked off from the original line of scrimmage. It's not an automatic first down, but it's based on the yardage. So at the 41-yard line, Sandusky with their second first down of the second half, trails by 14 points, 21-7. They now stand at their own 41. Same formation. Jack Betts in the shotgun. Rolls to his left for the quarterback keep. Tries to find the edge. He does have the edge. He has across the 4 yards gained out to about the 45 before he's wrestled down by Cass City's Brady Kruger out of the secondary. A 4-yard gain after he ran laterally for about 40 yards. Out to the 45. Second down and 6 for Sandusky.
Yeah, they like to get Betts out to the wide side of the field, so he's got to run a long ways to actually get to the edge, where he does, where number 9, Brady Kruger, number 11, Preston Dorland, the quarterback, was also in the area to make that tackle, but a modest 4 yards on first down.
Second down, 6 to go. Working off the left hash, they send one receiver wide left, trips to the right just outside the line again. Betts turns to the sideline, surveys the defense. Chase Green on his right hip. There's the snap. Rolling immediately to his right. Looking to pass and lets it fly downfield for Navarro. Can he bring it in? No, he cannot. At the Cass City 40-yard line. Double coverage there. Brought in, or was Preston Dorland and Brady Kruger step for step with Navarro. Ball's incomplete. Hit the numbers, but that would have been a tough pass to bring in as he was leaving his feet trying to bring that one in. Third down and 6 from Sandusky's 45.
They were trying to sell the play action hard there. Jack Betts rolls a long ways. There's only 2 routes, one on the far side, and Aiden Navarro going about 12 yards down the field and running out straight towards us, towards the sideline. There's 2 defenders in coverage. Dorland and Kruger are there. Betts lays it out where only Navarro had a chance. It was a really good throw, but it was going to take a diving catch, and Navarro was unable to bring it in.
So at a 3rd and 6 at a quarterback keep to Betts, he has the room to run. He's across midfield, has the first down to the 30-yard line in Cass City, and runs out of real estate and forced out of bounds just this side of the 25, and at the 23-yard line, forced out of bounds by Braxton Kolax from the 45 in their own territory down to the 23 of Cass City. Jack Betts with a 32-yard scamper down the field move the chains on the edge of the red zone.
Yeah, design quarterback run. They snap it to him, and it's a quarterback draw right up the middle, and he takes one step forward. The hole is blocked. He jump cuts to the outside, and there's no outside linebackers there for Cass City. They over pursue to the middle. They allow Betts to get the outside, and he showcases that speed, and a 32-yard run puts him in the driver's seat here on this first series of the second half.
2 wide each way. Betts stays in the pocket. Looking downfield, throws to the near sideline, intended for number 0, Gavin Phillips. He's calling for a flag, none called. Now been Blake Makoviak in coverage. Good coverage there. And 0 opportunity there for number 0, Gavin Phillips. And so now it is a second down and 10.
Yeah, they really like their double moves, so Jack Betts can pump fake and then let it rip right before the intended receiver breaks from that double second move. And it's there. It's just a little bit overthrown, and Makoviak does a nice job of just creating enough contact to not get penalized, but disrupt the timing of that play, and that pass will fall incomplete.
Incomplete pass. That's a second down and 10 from the 23-yard line. Rolling to his right. Betts looking downfield, now going to keep it for himself. Has down to the 20 and runs out of bounds at the 27. And forced out of bounds by Gavin Franzel. It's going to be very close. No, it's not very close. It's short by about 4 yards. It brings up a third down in mid-range, third down in 5 after a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, good decision there by Betts. Again, they roll him out, a little bit of run action there, and there's nobody open. So he just puts his head down and gets to the sideline as fast as possible and makes something out of nothing. Gets 5, and now brings up third down and 4, ball down at the 18-yard line.
Third down, a long 4. They'll say that was a 6-yard gain. 3 to the right, 1 to the left, working off the right hash at the Cass City 18-yard line. Looking to the sideline, they're going to call a timeout with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. We still had no score here in the third, but it's Cass City 21, Sandusky 7. As Dave Hansen, what's the difference we're seeing here in the Sandusky Wolves this second half?
They established a run game. Jack Betts has made a few good runs, and then he's made good decisions when he's been asked to pass. Right? It's going to go. Some of those run plays are going to go down as run plays, but they were pass first options, right? Where he just then took off and run and took what the defense give him, and that's what you want on every play. Take what the defense gives you. Definitely take your shots down the field. But if it's not there, trust your legs, run the ball, get 3 or 4 yards, keep the chains moving, and they've done a much better job of that on this series.
Third down and 4. It's halftime at Montcalm, 6-0 Lakers over Central Montcalm in Stanton, Michigan, which is about 2.5 hours away. Third down and 4 here for Sandusky. That last third down conversion was the first third down conversion all night for the Wolves of Sandusky. Now 1 for 4. This will be their 5th third down this evening. Working off the right hash. One receiver wide left. Rolling to his right, Jack Betts. He has the first down by about a yard. They mark him down at the 18. That's right at the first down marker. They needed 4, and it's going to be very close to that first down marker. Regardless, I say you have to go for it, especially being down by 2 scores. No word yet from the officials as John Amon comes to the line of scrimmage to eye it up himself, and I'm going to guess we're going to bring on the sticks here.
Yeah,
move the chains. First down.
Close enough.
Close enough. That's the 4th first down of this drive, and Sandusky's drive continues with a fresh set of downs.
It was very close. Like I said, too close to call for me, but close enough where I'm sure Sandusky was going to go for it anyways. But again, the running game comes up big for them. Jack Betts runs to the right in the design run and gets just enough for a very important first down.
Quarterback keep for Jack Betts, and he's hammered very quickly down about the 11-yard line for a 2-yard gain. Brought him down was Jackson Anthony, middle linebacker, 6'2" junior. Second down and 8 upcoming for Sandusky, trying to knock on the door in the red zone for the second time tonight. This time from the 11-yard line, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, back to the designed runs for Jack Betts. This time he just goes straight ahead. The hole is plugged quickly by the Cass City front 7. Just a 2-yard gain on the play as Sandusky will huddle here waiting for their next play.
Second down, 8 to go for Sandusky, and now they're going to have to call another timeout here. And that's the second timeout of this second half already, and there's still 8 minutes and 7 seconds left in the third quarter. So not exactly what Ryan Palmer had in mind for using his timeouts, but a critical moment here. A score here makes it a one-possession game. You come up with a stop, and all of a sudden this game is flipped around.
Yeah, you can't afford to take a 5-yard penalty, but he turned around to the sideline here, was quite upset. I say some kind of communication issue of some kind. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but he was not happy.
No.
He's a pretty calm guy. But it cost his team his second timeout in just, a handful of plays. He's had to burn two of the three so far.
Yeah, so 2nd and 8 upcoming here for Sandusky. They trail Cass City 21-7. North Huron wins. They started that game early in New Haven. 44-6, I do believe. 48-16 is the final there for North Huron, grabbing their 3rd victory in 4 tries. 2 wide each way. Jack Betts in the shotgun. Good snap, looking downfield, throwing downfield, and this one is... That's not Jack Betts. That would be Jamal Milinarski. Pass was intended for Aiden Navarro at the goal line, and this was underthrown. And so Jack Betts is on the sideline throwing. He's practicing. It looks like his right elbow seems to be struggling, so he's warming up on the sidelines here. And it's now a 3rd down and 8 for Sandusky.
Yeah, Milinarski throws that one. It's a little low, but falls incomplete. But to be fair, it was well covered by Cass City. And as you mentioned there, Jack Betts is looking at that right elbow. He's flexing it, trying to stretch it out, but enough pain where when he releases that football, that's not a good sign for the Sandusky offense.
That was Milinarski's 6th attempt this season. His blitz coming, he has to throw it in the end zone, and this one is not brought in by Gavin Phillips, but a flag flies. Looks like they're signaling that he grabbed the back of his jersey, and so they are bailed out on a 3rd and 8. As a nice, Milinarski had the house coming at him from the Cass City defense on that blitz. He let it fly, good pass into the corner of the end zone, and it falls incomplete, but there is a flag flying. This is going to be pass interference on the Cass City defense. Going and had his hand on the back of a jersey, hard to say, but regardless, it is called, and that goes against Gavin Franzel in coverage. And it now sets the ball down at this 5.5-yard line. 1st and goal to go.
I do not love that pass interference call. He's looking.
So it's half the distance to the goal line, so it's not 1st down.
Well, we knew it's not automatic.
No.
But back to that play, he's got his hand, because he's looking back for the football. He's got his hand resting on the defender's back.
Chase Green gets the handoff on a 3rd and 3. Gets down to the 5-yard line. They need to get down to the 3-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and 2 now after a 1-yard gain from Chase Green. So, brought down by number 32, Gavin Franzel. 4th down, 2 yards to go from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, so Jack Betts back into the game, and again, he does hand it off to Chase Green right up the middle, but Cass City does a good job of not allowing much there, and now this is no easy task here. The nose of the football on the 5-yard line. They need a full 2 yards here to get a 1st down, and it's 4th down and 2.
And they hurry up to the line. 4th down and 2. Receiver wide to left, that's Tovar. Everyone else on the right. Less than 5 on the play clock. There's the snap. Bad snap, and they have to jump on it, and Cass City recovers that at the 10-yard line. A bad snap, and that play had no chance. And it's scooped up by the front line of Cass City, brought in by Ethan Spears, defensive tackle for the Red Hawks. So Sandusky's opening drive marches down the field, but they come up empty-handed. And it is a turnover on downs and a turnover on 4th down with that fumble on a bad snap. And it's Cass City ball at their 10-yard line.
We were fortunate, thanks to Kevin being here to watch that replay. On a closer look, Jack Betts just missed it. That ball was up in the air. It was a little bit to his right, and the play was supposed to go left. He took his eye off it just for a second, Clark. That's on your veteran quarterback.
Cass City wasted no time. They hand it off to Riker Wallace. Gets out to the 15-yard line for a 5-yard gain. There's a red jersey somewhere out of the bottom of the pile. That is number 9, Brandon Champeau, safety, as well as Aiden Navarro on the stop. 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 for Cass City.
Yeah, Ryan McKinney on the bottom of that pile leading the charge for Sandusky, but that's a good run play by Cass City to get your back away from that end zone a little bit further, get 5 yards on 1st down. That's what this offense is built to do, and Sandusky, a really good drive stalled. They got to get the football back, got to do a better job in the front 4.
Another handoff up the gut. Will Perry out to about the 18-yard line before he stopped after a 3-yard gain. number 60 for Sandusky's defense. That would be Brady Steeb on the stop, defensive end. 3rd down and 2 for Cass City at their own 18.
Will Perry battling ahead. Sandusky does answer the call there. Does a good job, only allowing a couple yards on that play. Will Perry fighting for everything he can find on that fullback dive up the middle. But 3rd down and a long 2 coming up for the Sandusky offense. They'll go in that extended I formation.
From the I, it's a handoff to Riker Wallace at the near sideline, and he has opened, and he has the first down, still on his feet at the 40, and finally brought down by Aiden Navarro all the way out to the 42-yard line. They needed 2 yards. He got him a few more than that. How about 24 more yards? 1st and 10, another 3rd down conversion. This drive started at the 10-yard line, now all the way out to the 42.
Yeah, really nice run there by Riker Wallace, and we've seen that extended I where there's 2 fullbacks in front of Riker Wallace, and every time we've seen it earlier, they've just plunged ahead, pushed the Sandusky defense back. That time, Riker Wallace jump cuts to the outside, and it's a sprint to the sideline, and he makes the defensive back miss and turns it into his best run of the night, 24 yards.
1st and 10 from the 42. Out of the tee, another Riker Wallace handoff, breaks down his first tackle, and blasts through him and gets all the way out to the 47-yard line for a hard-fought 5 yards. Marvin Kritzman will be credited for the tackle, as that was a hard-hitting Riker Wallace marching down the field.
Yeah, it was Milarski that had a chance at him in the backfield, and not only was Riker Wallace able to avoid him, he puts the shoulder into the next guy and kind of runs him over. 2 chances to get him in the backfield. Instead, it turns into a 5-yard gain for Riker Wallace.
2nd and 5 from the 47 now. I formation and a little bit of bad pass, and now Preston Dorland keeps for himself around the right side, has the edge, has the first down across midfield, and runs out of bounds at the 47-yard line. They will say a gain of 6, forced out of bounds by Chase Green for the Sandusky defense. Move the chains for Cass City now into Sandusky territory.
That could have been disastrous when Preston
He
Dorland turns around. He bunts into that first fullback and threw off the timing of the play, but Dorland maintains his composure, races to the outside, and turns it into a nice gain and another first down for this Cass City offense.
1st and 10 from the 47 of Sandusky. I formation for Preston Dorland under center. It's a handoff quickly to number 44. Will Perry breaks out his first tackle, gets out of the trenches, and somehow rumbles all the way down to the 40-yard line before Aiden Navarro cleans him up after just a modest 8-yard gain on first down. 2nd down and 2 upcoming for Cass City. In no hurry with a 14-point lead, 21-7, 4 minutes left in the 3rd.
Yeah, it's hard for Cass City to go away from it. That extended I, they've had some success, but mostly because those front 4, that offensive line is not getting enough credit. They are doing a great job of creating holes and making life difficult for those Sandusky defenders, and these running backs are taking advantage of it. As you can see in the second half, a few more longer chunk runs, and again, just keep it on the ground.
A handoff to Jackson Anthony. Rumbles past the sticks, rumbles past the 35, and finally brought down at the 34 before he's brought down by Nathan Tovar, the sophomore defensive end. Another move the chains moments for the Cass City offense, methodically marching down the field, leading 21-7 over Sandusky. 1st and 10 now at the Sandusky 34-yard line.
Yeah, they're averaging over 6.5 yards per carry. That's really the biggest factor in this game for Cass City. They've established the running game. They couldn't get it going against Millington last week. They did just enough to win, but tonight they got the offense cooking.
Will Perry gets the handoff, and he's on a delayed handoff, getting all the way down to about the 8-yard line before he's stopped. Aiden Navarro will bring him down after a big gain that started the 39 down to the 8 for a 31-yard scamper for Will Perry on another delayed handoff. He had success that first time, and he seems to be getting up a little gingerly. And it looks like he's maybe been tackled in the side, or looks like in the left elbow. So, 1st and goal to go from the 8. Preston Dorland trots in from the sideline with the play call. 2:51 left in the 3rd quarter. 21-7 Cass City, leading by 14 with the lead.
That was a heck of a hustle play there by Aiden Navarro to chase down that bigger-bodied running back and bring him down and prevent a touchdown.
And Cass City went for the hard count. Maybe they didn't, but Sandusky was anticipating. The entire front line jumped into the neutral zone. That will be half the distance from the goal to the goal line from the 8 down to the 4.
That's your sign that you're getting beat in the trenches, right? It's one guy's jumping off sides, that's one thing. But if the entire line is trying to jump the snap count, they are just looking for an advantage, trying to get a tackle for a loss and stop the momentum of this Cass City offense.
It's a handoff to Riker Walls into the end zone. Touchdown, Cass City. Riker Walls with his second score of the night. Rumbles in from 4 yards out. In for another score. Score number 4 for the Red Hawks tonight, and they extend their lead out by 20-plus points now. With 2:28 left in the third quarter, it's 27-7 as Brody Shefka trots onto the field for the extra point.
Just an outstanding drive, right? The defense comes up with a big stop in their own red zone, and they drive the football all the way down the field, everything on the ground, and punch it in for their 4th rushing touchdown of the evening.
Good snap. Kick, it may be wide right. That does get through the end. No, it does not, so the extra point fails. So score remains a 20-point lead for the Kansas City Redhawks, 27-7 with 2:28 left in the third quarter right here on the WLEW Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Clark Ramsey. When you're in need of health care, there's just one choice. Scheurer Health. And I'm not just saying that because it's my day job, but because I get to see the amazing things that our team of 620 medical professionals do on a daily basis. Scheurer Health proudly serves 7 communities in Thumb, Michigan. So whether you're here in Pigeon or Harbor Beach, Sebling or Port Hope, or Bad Axe, Elkton, and Caseville, we've got your back. Now with coast-to-coast coverage, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
Looking for a real estate team that's personal, fun, and gets the job done?
At Knockout Real Estate, we're all about making your buying or selling experience smooth, exciting, and maybe even a little unforgettable.
From Frankenmuth to Millington and everywhere in between, our team knows Mid-Michigan inside and out.
Knockout Real Estate,
we're in your corner.
4 minutes and 35 seconds off the clock. 4 first downs, 1 for 1 on third down, and capped off with the Riker Walls 3-yard run to the end zone. The kick was wide right from Shefka, so it's now 27-7. Cass City over Sandusky.
We're still in the third quarter, and Cass City has 17 first downs already this evening, 9 of 10 on third down conversions. Again, this ground game has set the pace here in Sandusky. Again, Sandusky had just come off a really good drive, turned it over in the red zone with a chance to make this a one-score game. Instead, Cass City turns it around, and they're up by 3 scores.
Riker Walls kicking off. Bounces at the 15-yard line, picked up at the 12-yard line by Brady Steeb, and rumbles down to the far sideline across the 20. Looks like he's out about the 23-yard line, and that is where Sandusky will set up shop, trying to punch in their second score of the night. They stalled in the red zone to start this third quarter at the 10-yard line and a bad snap on fourth down as Betts dropped the snap, I should say, and then Cass City marched 90 yards down the field for the score. Sandusky, 2:28 left in the third quarter. They trail by 20 points.
Yeah, combination, right? The snap wasn't great, but it was up in the air high enough where Betts is a good athlete to handle that. He just kind of misses it, just drops it, and they cover it up. Cass City ends up jumping on. Doesn't matter. It was fourth down. Big stop by the Cass City defense, taking advantage of a team's mistake, and stalls it out. And Sandusky's defense is unable to help them out as they give up their 4th touchdown of the evening. So Sandusky, again, trying to recreate their last drive and go down the field.
It's a pitch over to the left side, and it hits the turf and is scooped up by Cass City, and they're going to get into the end zone. Touchdown defensively for Cass City. Who else but Gavin Franzel scoops that one up as the pitch was going out to Chase Green. Chase Green was being tackled at the same moment, and Gavin Franzel scooped it up after being on the turf for about 5 seconds. Into the end zone yet again, this time on the defensive side of the ball. And Gavin Franzel gets in for the score. Scooped up at the 15-yard line into the end zone. It is now 33-7 as the wheels are starting to fall off the wagon for the Wolves.
Yeah, they run that option. We've seen it run a couple times tonight. They worked really well. Jack Betts plants that foot, draws the defender in, and makes that pitch to his left, and it's off target to Chase Green. And a little bit of a extra good job there by Riker Wallace as he basically holds on to Chase Green when that ball's on the turf, make sure he doesn't get it, and that allows for his teammate Gavin Franzel to scoop and score. Defensive touchdown for Cass City as they will come on now and try to go for 2, win the double wing offense.
Trying to make this a 35-7 game, and it's a Braxton Kolak's end around into the end zone, untouched. The 2-point conversion is good. And now, just like that, with a snap of a finger and a blink of an eye, it is now 35-7, 13 seconds after Sandusky took possession of the ball. So 2:15 left in the third quarter. It is now suddenly a 28-point game in favor of the road team, Cass City, coming off a big win in overtime over Millington. Their defense stood strong against the Cardinals and gave the Cardinals their first loss in 16 games, defending Division 7 state champs last year, of course. Started out this season 4-0, and then fall short to Cass City on a Brody Shefka 23-yard field goal. And Cass City wasting no time tonight, certainly not stalling, and no letdown here as Cass City rolling to 28 points right now.
Yeah, no letdown, no hangover, whatever you want to call it. This team has come out and they've looked sharp. Other than Riker Wallace got stripped on that first series. Other than that, it's been ground and pound, 6 yards of play, pushing it down the field, making life miserable for that Sandusky defense, and scoring 4 times on the ground. And then the defense gets rewarded with a scoop and score for that 5th touchdown of the night, extending that lead of 35-7.
So we'll try this one again. Riker Wallace is acting kicker here as a 15-yard scamper on that scoop and score for Gavin Franzel. As he will be kicking off right to left across your radio. 35-7. Cass City over Sandusky on the WLEW Sports Network. Kick comes in at the 17-yard line, brought in by Steve. He goes in between the trenches, and the Hashers comes to the near side, and he's going to be ripped down at about the 27. And brought down by number 9, Brady Kruger, also plays starting cornerback on defense. And so it'll be a 1st and 10 for Sandusky as the winds are, you can tell, are out of the sails there for the Wolves. Coming off of a homecoming victory over Burton Bendel last week by 8 points, 28-20. And now they trail by 28 here to Cass City, 35-7, 2:09 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, looking back, they really, really needed that touchdown 2 series ago. That would have made this game very interesting.
Would have been 21-14.
Yeah, it really could have been. But try to right the ship here, right? You still are working on a young team. Find some rhythm here. Find some plays that work. You're going to need it for next week.
Betts on the end around, and quarterback keep, I should say, around the left side of the line, and runs out of bounds beyond the 30-yard line. They say he's right down at the 30. So it's a gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 for the Wolves at their own 30-yard line, trailing 35-7 to Cass City with 2:01 remaining in the third quarter.
Jack Betts, a fun player to watch, right? This kid, he can throw. He throws it well. He's athletic with the football. They like to run him straight ahead. They let him run around the outside. He certainly has the green light to make those throws down the field. And that design run to the left gets them 3 yards on 1st down. And this time, they'll do trips to the right with 1 to the left.
Betts in the shotgun. Quick pass to the far sideline is brought in by Tovar across the 35 and across the sticks. They have the 1st down. Braxton Kolak's brought him down about a yard beyond that for an 8-yard reception for Nathaniel Tovar. That is his third reception tonight for 28 yards. He has the lone score for the Wolves. 1st and 10 at the 37.
Yeah, Braxton Kolak has got his hands full because even though he's just a sophomore, Nathaniel Tovar is certainly a very good route runner, and we've already saw his hands. They're really good. That one-handed touchdown catch earlier was one of the best catches we've seen all season long. So it's a tough matchup there. Tovar's won that matchup 3 out of the 4 times the ball's been thrown his way.
1st and 10. Man in motion on the near side. That is Tovar. Quick pass into Chase Green. And there was Cass City who nearly brought in that pass. Blake Makoviak knew that play so well, he nearly brought in the pass as Chase Green got about a 3-yard flip for a pass from Betts, and he brought him down immediately in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 5 on the play. 2nd and 15 all the way back into the 33.
Just completely missed block, right? So Makoviak gets in there in the backfield untouched virtually. It's a design screen pass, that quick little dump off to the running back, sliding to his right. They throw it behind the trip wide receivers. The other receiver comes in motion, so all 4 receivers end up on that side as the ball snapped. And again, those 3 receivers, not one of them gets in front of Blake Makoviak. Too easy for him to get in the backfield and blow that play out.
Trips to the right. Here comes the house from Cass City. It's a quick dump off to Tovar in the backfield, and he gets out for maybe 5, maybe 6 yards beyond the 1st down, or the original line of scrimmage, which was at the 38, and out to the 39. Tackle made by Cass City's Ethan Spears, defensive tackle. 3rd down and 9 yards to go from their own 39.
well-executed design screen pass, right? And so on the wide receiver screens, you got guards that are going to pull out and get in front of that wide receiver, which means defensive linemen are going to come at your quarterback free and clear. And so it's his job to back up as far as he can and then make that throw with pressure in his face. It's designed to be that way. They get it to his receiver, Tovar. He gets a nice game, but it's still going to be third down and long.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter with a 35-7 lead for the Kansas City Redhawks. 35-7 at the end of the third quarter on the WLEW Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Clark Ramsey. When you're in need of healthcare, there's just one choice: Scheurer Health. And I'm not just saying that because it's my day job, but because I get to see the amazing things that our team of 620 medical professionals do on a daily basis. Scheurer Health proudly serves 7 communities in Thumb, Michigan. So whether you're here in Pigeon or Harbor Beach, Sebling or Port Hope, or Bad Axe, Elkton, and Caseville, we've got your back. Now with coast-to-coast coverage, it's time you ask yourself, are you sure?
20, 22, and 24-inch barrels, all available with or without sights, and a Magnaport muzzle brake. Also,
Here we go, Billy. Swing hard.
As your local agent, I know you. I know every Saturday your son Billy plays Little League. We sponsor his team. And we know you love parking way too close to the field. That's why we tailor a unique policy for you and your car. Because sometimes something from out of left field can literally come from out of left field. That's simple human sense.
Ask Whitney Insurance Agency in Lapeer if auto owners make sense for you.
your sales event open house.
On to the fourth quarter in Cass City's defense, trying to stop a 3rd and 8 from Sandusky from their own 39. It's over to the right side. Chase Green now looking to pass downfield. This one's for Jack Betts, and this is underthrown, and he had to come back for it and falls incomplete. And looks like Jack Betts might be a little beat up there on that catch. In coverage there was Braxton Colox as well as Jackson Anthony. Falls incomplete, and now Sandusky facing a 4th and 8 from their own 39-yard line, trailing by 28 points. 35-7.
I know he's banged up with some of its ego, Clark. That ball went right through his arms, but when he turns back to the football, what's the first thing you see is a bunch of lights, and I think he lost it just for a split second, and he's diving to the ground to make that catch. Goes right through his arms. He really wants that one back, as Chase Green put it right where it had to be for his guy to make a play on it, and just unable to do so. Now, again, I know you're down by a few scores here, but it's 4th down and all of 8, maybe 9 yards. Got to believe they're going to bring up the punting unit.
I beg to differ.
How about we bring up the backup quarterback?
Milinarski's in at quarterback. Chase Green to his right. Staying in the pocket, looking to throw down the field to the left side of the near side. This one's be overthrown and went brought in, but out of bounds. Nathaniel Tovar brought it in, but about 2 yards too far wide. And so it's a turnover on downs with 11:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. Sandusky comes up empty-handed on another drive. This one stalls out after 12 yards at their own 39. So, 1st and 10 for Cass City.
It's a really nice catch by Nathaniel Tovar, but the ball just floated a little too far on the quarterback, got out of bounds, unable to get any feet down. But looking back, there's just been pressure in the backfield. Cass City's getting 1 to 2 guys in the backfield, creating pressure on the quarterback, whether it be Betts or Milinarski. Hasn't really mattered. The pressure's been there, and that forced that ball to sail out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the Sandusky 39. It's a handoff to Riker Wallace. He gets out for 1 hard-fought yard before Nathaniel Tovar brings him down. He's the sophomore defensive end. 2nd down and 9. A good stop there for Sandusky, at least.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, right? You got to keep battling, and you got to find ways to get after some of these players that are a little bit bigger than you, right? Sandusky, a little bit outmatched in the trenches, but that is a physical play by a sophomore to get in there and make his 6th tackle on that defensive end position.
Sandusky on defense. Cass City in absolutely no hurry. They lead by 28 points. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This is a handoff to the right side as that would be Jackson Anthony trying to find a seam, trying to find anything. Nothing really opened up, so he scampers out for about 3 yards, right on top of the numbers. And it's brought down by Chase Green out of the secondary in an outside linebacker position. 3rd down and 6 for the Red Hawks, perhaps their worst third down so far tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think 3rd and 5, maybe one other time. But, yeah, good job swarming to the football, forcing Jackson Anthony to keep going further outside instead of down the field. It's a short gain, and it's 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6, and it's a handoff to right up the middle to Will Perry. He rumbles across the 30 and comes to a rest of the 27 as they whistled it dead as it was a fake. Preston Dorland actually had the ball the entire time. Everyone brought down Will Perry, an errant whistle. Everyone was fooled. Myself, Dave, Kendall, Doug, the scorekeeper, the announcer, the guy in the concession stand. Everyone was fooled on that one so much that Preston Dorland scampers into the end zone as he was still at the 15-yard line, and they whistled it dead. So it's going to be a 1st down, and they're going to mark it down at the 27. So we'll give that carry to Will Perry, even though he didn't touch the ball.
I think they're just going to mark Preston Dorland down at the same spot.
Okay, yeah, so give it to Preston Dorland.
Preston Dorland carried the ball.
27.
They're going to rule him down. Wow, that's...
where the whistle blew, yeah. So move the chains.
Hey, you know what? Coach Cathrall is going to be extremely angry and extremely happy all at the same time because those fakes were executed to the highest level, and there's whistles everywhere blowing that ball dead, and there was no reason for it as quarterback Preston Dorland was celebrating the end zone, wondering why everybody thought the play was dead.
So Dorland hands it off, this time officially, to Will Perry. I do believe, yes, it is, confirmed. Will Perry has the ball at the 20-yard line for a 7-yard gain brought down by Gavin Phillips. 2nd down and 3 for Cass City at the Sandusky 20-yard line.
You want him to hold it above his helmet so we can guarantee we get it right?
I want to see a glowing puck out there.
Just for the record, it's more on the officials, not us. We get it wrong all the time. That's
true. We are very consistent with our call.
Yeah. We didn't blow the play dead.
2nd and 3.
We can always correct each other.
I was completely fooled. Dan Banky would have been fooled on that one.
Ooh, that's big time there.
Preston Dorland hands it off to Jackson Anthony, breaks free on his first tackle, and dives across the 15 and brought down to the 14 before Aiden Navarro brings him down. Another 1st down run for Jackson Anthony. And move the chains, this time 1st and 10 from the Sandusky 14. 9.5 to play in the 4th. 35-7, Cass City over Sandusky.
Yeah, it just keeps getting better for this Cass City offense. They were averaging 6 yards a carry in the first half, 6.8 in the 3rd quarter. Now it's up to 7 yards a carry. That's what a good offense does, wearing down this defense of Sandusky, and these runs are getting bigger and bigger all the time.
1st and 10 from the 14 of Sandusky. T formation working out the right hash. Dorland hands it off to Will Perry, reverses field, and takes about 3 black jerseys with him all the way down inside the 5, and finally comes to rest at the 4 for a 10-yard gain. Tackle made. We'll give it credit to Ryan McKenney as well as the other 3 black jerseys on that one. They mark him down to the 3 for an 11-yard gain. 1st and goal to go for Cass City as Tigers ended the 6th inning 3-1 over Boston.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. Hopefully now Texas Rangers keep their lead as well. But nice run there by Will Perry. They go right to left. He gets about 5 yards and then cuts back to the right side and drags defenders for yet another 1st down for this Red Hawk offense.
1st and goal. Preston Dorland hands it off to number 32, Gavin Franzel, into the end zone untouched. No one around him. Into the end zone for Cass City's 6th touchdown of the night, the 5th on offense. Gavin Franzel runs it in for his 2nd touchdown tonight, but his 1st on an offensive carry. This one in from 3 yards out. It's now 41-7. 8:28 remains in regulation as Cass City takes advantage of a turnover and downs on the plus side of the field and rumbles in on a Gavin Franzel 3-yard dive. The kick is up, and this one has no good. Wide right again. So it remains a 34-point ball game. There's no running clock situation here as well. 8:28 left in the 4th quarter. Cass City's lead brought out to 34 points, 41-7 over Sandusky.
Every dream starts small. A savings account, your first car, a first home. When you bank with North Star Bank, you're not just growing your future, you're investing in your community. North Star Bank is proud to support the community they are a part of, from local high school sports to supporting local events. North Star Bank is neighbors serving neighbors. Whether you're making the switch to North Star Bank as a new member or have been banking with us for years, North Star Bank is guiding the way.
North Star Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The road is on now for Cass City, coming off with a huge momentum over the win against Millington. They're going to cap it off with another road victory here against Sandusky. All things considered with 8:28 left. But it is now 41-7. Cass City leading Sandusky. 8.5 to play in regulation.
Yeah,
Gavin Franzel's second score of the night.
Everything's going Cass City's way, right? But it starts right on the line of scrimmage. They have blocked better. They have executed the running game better. They've got 51 carries on the evening for 356 yards rushing. They have dominated the run game, and that usually the team that runs the ball best is the team that wins.
Brody Shefka will kick on the squib and kind of an onside kick, and it bounces at the 35, and Sandusky may have just coughed it up, and Cass City may have recovered. Yes, they have. So not only are the wheels falling off, the bearings are gone, the lug nuts are gone, and Cass City's back on offense. And Tyler Healy on the recovery ran it down that near side or far sideline as it kicked from the went about 25 yards and took a bit of a backspin at the 35, and that's where he was able to jump on it. There was a black jersey close, but Milinarski couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was just making sure he didn't miss it or if he thought it was going to go out of bounds, but he hesitated a little bit, and that ball was just knuckling inbounds, and Sandusky, again, just careless. Cass City more aggressive, jumps on that football right in front of Jamal Milnarski, and Cass City offense will come back on the field.
They started their last drive at the 39 of Sandusky. This one's at the 35, as we have a timeout called by who? I'd presume Sandusky, but that would be their last one. But it's 8:28 left in regulation. 41-7. Cass City just scored on a 7-play, 3 minutes and 19-second drive, 3 first downs, 1 for 1 on third down, as that timeout is called by Sandusky. So they are out of timeouts. And then Gavin Franzel runs in from 3 yards out. The kick was wide right from Shefka. As that is Gavin Franzel's second touchdown tonight, first on offense. He scooped up that errant pitch to the right and from 15 yards out and ran it in for a score on defense. So that makes it now a 41-7 ball game in favor of Cass City. They go for this squib kick, and it checks up, and Cass City recovers at the 35. Dorland under center, out of the tee. Hand off to the right side. This one is to number 9. That's a new player in there. That's Brady Kruger. Running back, cornerback, 5'10", 160-pound junior. Brought down by Chase Green after a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8.
Yep, Brady Kruger filling in on that left side of the wing tee, and he goes left to right and just keeps going further right as the Sandusky defense not allowing him to turn it upfield. And eventually they drag him down just a short 2-yard gain on first down.
Top of the 7th, Tigers still leading 3-1. Rangers are still beating Cleveland 4-2. That's also in the top of the 7th.
I like those updates.
That would be, if that holds true for both of those games, that would be huge. For the Tigers that were up at one point, 15.5 games in first place in this. As a handoff, this one to number 22 as Cass City is working some new players in there. That's Caden Cruz. Tackle made by Gavin Phillips. Cruzy. Caden Cruzy. And now 3rd down and 5.
Nice run there by Caden Cruzy. He slides in and goes right up the middle. Drags a Sandusky defender, gets about 4 yards on that play. 3rd and 5 coming up now for Preston Dorland and this Cass City offense.
Trotting in from the sideline, getting the call from Scott Cothrell. Dorland under center. And hands it off to his third option off the left side. That would be number 9 again. That's Brady Kruger. He has the first down. Yes, he does, by about a yard, down to the 24-yard line for a 6-yard gain. Stop made by Ryan McKenney, middle linebacker for Sandusky's defense. 1st and 10 for Cass City.
Nice job there by number 9, Brady Kruger, following his blockers, pushing that pile ahead. That's number 70 leading the way. Corbin Leinhardt just pushing the pile ahead, staying behind him, and they get just enough for another first down. 21 first downs on the evening for the Redhawks.
11 for 12 on 3rd downs. Absolutely crazy. This time it's a handoff to Caden Cruz. He's out across the 20 and finally brought down at the 19. Stopped by Gavin Phillips out of the secondary. It's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 upcoming. Now inside the Sandusky red zone. As Cass City methodically marching down the field. 6 minutes left in the fourth. Cass City 41, Sandusky 7.
Just using as much clock as possible, taking their time, and these new running backs coming in are getting nice 5-6 yard run plays, keeping things moving, inching closer and closer to the end zone again, but most importantly, getting that clock under 6 minutes, keeping it rolling.
We're splitting the hash marks at the Sandusky 19-yard line. Handoff to Bryce Berger. And this one's about 3 yards in a cloud of dust down to about the 15. If you heard some hesitation there, it's because they had a fake running back go into the end zone untouched, nowhere else around him. He didn't have the ball, though. That was Brady Kruger. So
this time,
instead, it's now sets up a 3rd down and 2 from the 15-yard line of Sandusky. Cass City trying to go 12 for 13 on 3rd down tonight.
Yeah, that's a stat you do not
I haven't
see
heard that in a
very
while.
often.
The only 3rd down missed was at the very end of the half. Doug Cole in our ears there.
Good call on that, Doug. That's you're absolutely right. They didn't even get a chance to convert that.
So we won't give him credit there. 3rd down and 2. Dorland under center. Handoff to Caden Cruzy. He has the first down and rumbles all the way inside the 10 before he stopped at the 9 for a 6-yard gain. Tackle made by Carter Bush, a sophomore cornerback, 5'11", 145-pound sophomore. 1st and goal to go from the 9.
Yeah, Caden Cruzy there. He's in that Jackson Anthony slot in the right side of the wing T and rolls to the left side, takes that carry, and bowls his way for yet another first down for this Red Hawk offense.
More than 4 minutes off on this drive already for Cass City. Wayne, absolutely no hurry at the 9-yard line. Now under center is Preston Dorland settling. Less than 5 on the play clock. Pitches to the left side to Caden Cruzy. He turns the corner and he's being tracked down from behind at the 5 for a 4-yard gain. 2nd down and goal to go. That was Gavin Phillips jumping out of his tackle to bring down Cruzy. 2nd down, goal to go from the 6-yard line, it appears. No, that is the 5. 5 yards to go. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 41-7, Cass City over Sandusky.
Yeah, that's a pitch to the far side of the field. Cruzy goes all the way around. Both running backs try to seal the edge. Really good tackle by Gavin Phillips to get off that block and then trip up the running back to prevent a touchdown.
Dorland hands it off to Cruzy. He's tripped up inside the trenches and falls forward close to that goal line. They say he's down at the 1. A 4-yard gain for Caden Cruzy for the Cass City offense. He's a junior. And 3rd down, goal to go from the 1. Tackle made by Brady Steeb for the Sandusky defense.
6 tackles on the evening for Brady Steeb as he prevents a touchdown for now.
3rd down, 1 yard to go at the 1-yard line of Sandusky. Trying to tack on score number 7. Handoff to Cruzy. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cass City. With 3:09 remaining in the game. Caden Cruzy runs in for yet another score for the Cass City Redhawks. The 6th offensive touchdown of the night and 7th overall. It's now 47-7. Cass City leading the Sandusky Wolves in Sandusky in week number 5 of the regular season. 3:09 left in the fourth. It's 47-7 as it stands right now. And Brody Shefka comes onto the field for another attempt at a point after. So Cruzy in from 1 yard out.
Gavin Franzel is the holder.
The kick is up. It has the accuracy. No. Wide right. Our angle must be off here. So that's 3 missed extra points from Brody Shefka after he nailed a 23-yard field goal in overtime last week to win the game. This one's wide right, so the score remains 47-7. Cass City by 40 points with 3:09 left in regulation on the WLEW Sports Network.
Countryside Sales and Service on M25 in Sebring is excited for fall. We offer hot seat power washing equipment and supplies. Stop in and talk to Cody about our specials on bulk fluids or to stock your shop shelves with spare filters, lights, and oil. Whether it's parts for your farm equipment, trucks, trailers, heavy equipment, or power sports, we've got you covered. And if you're stranded in the field with a breakdown, we'll even deliver parts or a stacked sandwich so you can save time and keep rolling. We're more than just an auto parts store. We're part of your community. We're Countryside Sales and Service on M25 in Sebring.
Cass City finds the end zone for the 7th time tonight. It's now 47-7. Cass City over Sandusky, as this is a pooch kick. Bounces at the 25 and comes in at the 25, I should say. And it's brought in by number 10. That would be Briggs Elazion, a sophomore. Eliason. Okay, the home announcer doesn't know it either. All right. I don't feel as bad. I was waiting.
I waited for it, too.
2 minutes and 50 seconds and counting here as a running clock situation. Sandusky will start out at their own 37-yard line, trailing by 40 points.
Yeah, I think it's Briggs Elazion, but he's a sophomore, and he again, after the last mishap on the kickoff, it was good to see him aggressively get that football and make a nice return out of it as well. So decent field position for Sandusky, but we will have a running clock the rest of the way. Sandusky out of timeouts.
So Milinarski at quarterback. And Sandusky had 10 men on the field, so number 77 hobbles out there. He seemed clearly injured. And it's a deep ball down to the far sideline to Navarro. Can he bring it in? It is brought in, but whether or not it was inbounds or not, they're saying it is in. Milinarski with a heck of a catch. Pass to Aiden Navarro from Milinarski from the 37 down to the 34 for a 48-yard reception. 28-yard, excuse me. Great ball there. Throws it downfield on the far sideline. Navarro brings it in on his far shoulder. And it's a first down for Sandusky into Kansas City territory.
Yeah, it's a great throw by Milinarski and right down the sideline and leave it to his receiver, the only one looking for it at all. Brady Kruger's in coverage, decent coverage, but his back's his ball. No idea where the ball is. And Sandusky does a better job of making a play on it. Gets a foot in. Big completion.
Snap hits the hands of Milinarski and it falls out of his hands, so he has to jump on it back of the 40. So it'll be a loss of 6 on the play with 1:15 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, those are the mistakes that's the ones that are going to drive Coach Palmer nuts right
just
there.
A little bit.
Those are the ones you got to catch the ball before you can drop back and survey the field to throw it or hand it off or anything. That one's right in his mitts, falls to the ground, and yes, he does a good job covering it up, but it's a wasted play and a loss of 6.
So 2nd and 16 now, less than a minute to play. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left, working off the right hash at the Kansas City 40-yard line. Milinarski to pass downfield, and this was a little miscommunicated as Tovar was cutting in when he should have cut out left. And it falls incomplete, bounces to the turf about 6 or 7 yards away from him. And with 30 seconds left, I don't think Sandusky will get another playoff. Now they're a little bit of hustle here.
Yeah, number 75 of Cass City brought some pressure. It's forced Milinarski to throw it a hair before he was ready, but that's the second time tonight we saw the quarterback throw it to the outside and the receiver break to the inside. So a little bit of miscommunication there again, and that's going to cause that ball to fall incomplete.
Last play of the game. 8 seconds left. 3rd and 16, and Milinarski has a scramble. Now he throws it downfield into triple coverage, and this one hits the turf. And that is the end of the ball game. Cass City, after a big win at Millington, comes in with a huge win at Sandusky. Rolling through the Wolves by 40 points. 47-7 is your final in week number 5 as the Cass City Redhawks improve to above 500. They're now 3-2 on the season. And now they return home next week to take on Carroll. 2 wins in a row for the Kansas City Redhawks, taking out the Sandusky Wolves in week number 5. Your final score, Kansas City 47, Sandusky 7 on the WLEW Sports Network. We'll return in about 5 minutes right here on Sports Radio 102.1 with your post-game show, also live on Facebook. We have all the different platforms available for you tonight and then some right here on Sports Radio 102.1. The game of the week presented by Scheurer Health and powered by Thumb Audio Video.
At Scheurer Health, we consider ourselves lucky to have so many dedicated providers for our patients, especially when those providers understand the thumb. Our newest provider, Dr. Liz Milligan, understands that completely. So, Dr. Milligan, what made you choose to come home to the thumb?
I feel congested in a city. I want the wide open spaces, the farm fields, the beautiful sunrises and sunsets, and being near the water. So personally, all of those things. And then professionally, there's just a difference when you're part of a community and also caring for the community. In bigger places, it's less of a relationship. It's more formal, more superficial, where I feel like here you're part of the community and you're able to make a bigger greater impact. And so that's really what I was looking for.
Dr. Liz Milligan is now seeing patients at Scheurer Primary Care Bad Axe. Learn more about Dr. Milligan by going to Scheurer.org and make your appointment today. Scheurer Health. Better health. Better life.
AVS Broadband and Thumb Cellular are proud to bring you high school sports on WLEW. These local family-owned businesses are committed to keeping you connected throughout the Thumb and beyond. If you're looking to get better internet, be sure to check out AVS Broadband. With internet from AVS Broadband, you can do it all. Work, game, or stream with ease. Internet from AVS is ready for everything. Make the switch to see what better internet is all about. And to stay connected on the go, Thumb Cellular should be at the top of your list. With the friendliest staff, affordable unlimited plans, the devices you want, and great coverage, Thumb Cellular is the talk of the Thumb. Pair both of these providers together and save more with the Partner Services discount. So enjoy the game, and remember that AVS Broadband and Thumb Cellular are here to keep you connected.
Hills & Dale's Healthcare of Cass City, your trusted partner in wellness. Their state-of-the-art facility combines compassionate care with cutting-edge technology, ensuring you receive the best medical attention possible. From routine checkups to specialized treatment, Hills & Dale's expert team is dedicated to your health journey. Experience personalized care in a welcoming environment. Choose Hills & Dale's Healthcare of Cass City because your well-being is their priority. Your health, Hills & Dale's commitment.
Harbor Beach Community Hospital supports all area athletes in their quest to achieve their goals. Harbor Beach Community Hospital also has a winning team. This is Joanne Hoffman. Our providers treat patients from newborn to geriatric. We offer orthopedic services, sports physicals, surgical, rehabilitation, and mental health services. We take great care to get you back in the game quickly. When the time comes, your family members who can't live alone, Lakeview Extended Care and Rehab is here for you. We wish the best of luck to all area teams. Remember, Harbor Beach Community Hospital is your safe harbor for great health.
Since 1895, we've taken great pride in our community support. This support is evident with the spirit shared with our area school sports teams. This is Brandon Giebor from Thumb Bank and Trust Sandusky office. It takes hard work and dedication to make a team successful. At Thumb Bank and Trust, we have a team of financial experts working for your success. Whether it's financing your farm or business operation, helping you buy your first home, or remodeling the one you're in, or securing a personal loan for the vehicle or vacation you've been dreaming about, Thumb Bank and Trust has a winning team to make it happen. Did I mention that we offer secure checking, online banking, mobile banking, bill pay, and more? We invite you to stop in or call one of our offices to see what a local community bank with a winning team can do for you. We're Thumb Bank and Trust, community strong since 1895. Stop by one of our conveniently located branches today.
Loans are subject to credit approval. Brandon Giebert, NMLS number 663327. Thumb Bank and Trust, NMLS number 462637. Member FDIC and an equal opportunity lender.
Tradition never graduates is a popular sports motto, and here at DS Services, we've been offering a winning combination of grain storage, drying, and handling solutions for decades. Anything from complete systems of any size right down to replacement parts, we got you covered. Maximize efficiency, productivity, and most importantly, profitability in your farm or commercial operation. Don't forget, we've got a game plan for all your seed and fertilizer storage needs. Did I mention crane services? We can hook you up. Give DS Services of Cass City a call today at 989-872-3318 or visit dsservicesinc.com.
At Scheurer Health, we pride ourselves in understanding what our communities need because most of us grew up here. Dr. Liz Milligan is here with me right now, and it's safe to say you understand that and then some.
Yeah, grew up on a cash crop farm, still just, something that's really a part of you when that's what your family does. It's more than a career. It's a lifestyle and it's a way that you go about things.
And how does that mindset tie back into healthcare?
So much of medicine and healthcare is education. And I definitely think the farming mindset of just the work is done when the work is done, right? That wholesome, salt of the earth kind of community and lifestyle is what has been ingrained into me.
Dr. Liz Milligan is now seeing patients at Scheurer Primary Care Bad Axe. Learn more about Dr. Milligan by going to Scheurer.org and make your appointment today. Scheurer Health. Better health. Better life. Are you sure?
It's now time for the WLEW Game Show on Sports Radio 102.1 FM, WLEWSports.com, and now live on Facebook. Presented by Scheurer Health.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to our post-game show, typically live on Facebook. Something's not working. We can't stream, but it's live on NFHS with them audio, video, and then some. We've got plenty of platforms across the board. So, Dave Hansen, the final score, if you're just joining us, was Cass City 47, Sandusky 7. Yeah. It was close, and then it wasn't. And then Cass City kept scoring. They scored on defense. They scored on nearly special teams. They recovered a pass, recovered a kickoff. They did it all. Walk us through from the start.
Yeah, first quarter, there was only one score, and it was Riker Wallace on a 2-yard touchdown run. Brody Shefka would tack on the extra point, and it was 7-0 Cass City over Sandusky. In the second quarter, Jackson Anthony from Cass City would get his first touchdown run from 3 yards out. Shefka would add another PAT, and it was 14-0. Kind of started to look like a runaway. But Jack Betts would hit Nathaniel Tovar on an awesome one-handed 15-yard throw and catch. Ladagas would tack in the PAT, and it's 14-7 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. But Cass City would drive the length of the field, score with just under a minute. Jackson Anthony would get his second 3-yard touchdown run of the night. Shefka would tack on a PAT, and at halftime, it's Cass City 21 and Sandusky 7. In the third quarter, it's when it kind of got out of control. Riker Wallace, 4-yard touchdown run, PAT wide right. Gavin Franzel would score on the very first play after the kickoff on a 15-yard scoop and score on the defense. The 2-point run by Kolax is good, and it's 35-7 at the end of the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Gavin Franzel would score again, this time on offense, a 3-yard touchdown run. Point after was no good again. 3 missed point afters in a row, but it would be 41-7 with 8.5 minutes to go in this game. And Cass City would recover that unintentional recovered onside kick, the squib kick they recovered, and it was Caden Cruzy would get his first score of the evening, a 1-yard touchdown run. The PAT was no good, and that is your final score. Cass City 47, Sandusky 7.
It was 21-7 at the half. And Cass City was leading by 14 points. Sandusky got the opening kick to start that third quarter, and they marched down the field. Sandusky did. 12 plays, 72 yards, took 5 minutes off the clock, and then they couldn't convert on fourth down inside the red zone. I'm not saying the outcome would have changed had Sandusky scored and punched that one in. They still would have been down by a score. Cass City more than likely would have responded themselves, but it wouldn't have been a 40-point game. It would have made a 7-point game at that point, and then it would have been back and forth and probably would have maybe won by 4 scores, not 5 or 6.
Yeah, or maybe 2 or 3 scores.
Yeah.
It spiraled out of control. You could just feel the air was taken right out of the stadium. The players you could see the helmets were starting to hang a little bit. They just lost it. And it was just like you said, it was just a short amount of time where, again, Cass City scores in response to driving the length of the field after you turned it over in the red zone on the 5-yard line going in to score. They walked down the field and scored, kick it off to you, and on the very first play, you give up a defensive touchdown. It was in that 2 to 3 minutes of real time. It was about 12 seconds of game time where the game got out of control for Sandusky, and Cass City would take the lead and never look back.
Now, when you said 12 minutes of real time, are you talking about when the clock kept going out?
That was a whole other scenario in the first half.
All right. Well, if you didn't catch it at that point, it was in the second quarter, right before Sandusky scored. Actually, the clock kept going in and out as they're losing signal from the booth upstairs. Kendall Anthus runs upstairs, restretches the cord pretty much, plugs it back in, and luckily we're able to go from there. Yeah. So Sandusky would score again to make it 14-7 actually. But then Cass City would respond themselves. Outside of that touchdown for Sandusky, here are the drives for Sandusky tonight. They start out with a punt, another punt, they score, a punt, halftime. Turnover on downs on that fourth down fumble gives the ball back to Sandusky. Their next one was a turnover on downs. The last player ran out of time as time expired. Not a ton to take away for the Sandusky Wolves. I saw pieces there. Jack Betts, still junior, 5 for 10 for 60 yards and a score. I'll take that any day. Jamal Milnarski ended up for 1 for 5 for 29 yards on the night. But the big stat of it, well, there's a few stats here that we'll talk about. But first and foremost, Cass City, 63 plays of offense on 60 carries. They all came on the ground for 391 yards tonight. 391 yards on 63 carries, or 63 plays. 60 of those were on the ground, averaging 6.5 yards per tote. Their longest run, just 31 yards for 6 scores this evening. And then they're 0 for 3 in passing from Preston Dorland, all targeted for Colox, Anthony, and Perry. But all the damage on the ground kept the clock rolling, kept Sandusky's offense off the field. Cass City had the ball nearly 2/3 to 1/3, 30 minutes and 47 seconds to 17 minutes and 13 seconds. Just a dominating performance from Cass City. Coming off of a big momentum, we're saying, is this going to be a letdown? Is this a trap game? Coming off of an overtime victory over Millington, a team they never beat before. They're now, Scott Cothrell entering the game is 0 for 6. Now he's 1 for 6, or 1 for 7, I should say. And now coming into a Sandusky and dominating this game from start to finish.
Yeah, and it started up front, right? I mean, the big guys up front were winning in the trenches, creating those holes to run through. There wasn't a ton of explosive plays, but it was consistently just that wear you down 5, 6, 7 yards a carry, and Sandusky just didn't have an answer for it. But like you said, you look at Sandusky, there was a few things you liked. I like what Jack Betts brings to the table, but he needs some help. Aiden Navarro, Nathaniel Tovar, another underclassman. They just can't target him enough. They can't get him the ball enough. Yeah. But 3 catches in this game. He was 3 for 4 at one point. A spectacular, maybe the best catch we will see all season long.
That was a great catch.
For a touchdown. I mean, obviously, there's some talent here. But this team has to hunker down in the trenches, not only on the offensive side to help the run game, but on the defensive side to get off the field and not allow a team like Cass City to come into your hometown and average 6.5 yards a carry all night long. It's not a remedy for long-term success.
The other stat I wanted to talk about was the fact that Cass City had 14 third down plays tonight. They converted on 13 of those. And the only reason they didn't convert was because the last third down was the end of the half. That was it.
Yep, that was the only one.
13 for 14 on third downs, converting on 93% of them. Didn't even have a fourth down tonight. And with 22 first downs tonight, Sandusky with 9. Sandusky was 2 for 7 on third down, 0 for 2 on fourth down. Both teams had just 8 drives. But 25 more plays, 228 more yards for the Cass City Redhawks over the Sandusky Wolves. Will Perry led the way for the Redhawks with 13 carries for 115 yards, averaged 8.8 yards per carry. Carried the ball 22% of the time. The most carries came from Riker Walls with 16 carries for 96 yards. Had that early fumble. Sandusky did not score on that one, but he ended up with 2 touchdowns, averaged 6 yards per carry tonight. Jackson Anthony, 13 carries, 56 yards and 2 scores. Preston Dorland, 4 carries, 50 yards. Braxton Colox, 4 carries, 36 yards. And Caden Cruzy, 6 carries for 24 yards in the final score. Dorland 0 for 3, like we said already. Sandusky, Jack Betts led the way as quarterback, 14 carries for 68 yards and 1 fumble. Average 4.9 per carry. Mind you, 14 carries for 68 yards. He had a run of 32 yards. So the other 13 carries went for 36 yards. Not much to go for there. Chase Green, 5 carries, 9 yards, and a fumble. Nathaniel Tovar, 1 carry, 5 yards. Gavin Phillips, 1 carry for loss of 2. Jamal Milnarski, 1 carry for loss of 6. Through the air, Jack Betts 5 for 10 for 60 yards and a score. Milnarski 1 for 5 for 29.
Yeah, like I said, Jack Betts found a way to get 3 and 4 yards a carry. He did finally get away, broke one free, which is only going to, it's only a matter of time for a guy of his athletic ability. He's going to break one free. But, just not a lot of help. The running game did not exist. When you're lead running back, you have 1 running back in the backfield, and he gets 5 carries for 9 yards. That's not what you want. There's so much pressure on Jack Betts to make this offense go, and until other players step up, develop, and help that out, it's a one-man wrecking crew for Jack Betts. And obviously, he's got a couple good receivers, Navarro and Tovar and company. they do a very good job what they do, but it starts in the trenches. They got to build that strength up there and get some of these guys going. But you can see pieces. But man, when a Cass City team gets rolling, they are fun to watch. Maybe a little dull at times, running the ball up the middle, but man, were they efficient and effective. They kept the penalties away and just dominated on offense.
Dave, we're used to covering Ubly. We're used to that boring march down the trenches.
Well, it doesn't get boring anymore when you start bringing big-time hardware back to your school. So, yeah, you're right. We get used to that.
Cass City brought Sandusky down to the backfield 5 times and had 2 fumble recoveries to go along with 28 tackles and 1 defensive touchdown by Gavin Franzel. Sandusky, 53 tackles, nothing behind the line of scrimmage. They did have that 1 fumble recover early, but that was it. Leading the way for Cass City, Gavin Franzel, 8 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 score. Not too bad of defensive numbers. Yep. Brady Kruger, 4 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Braxton Colox and Preston Dorland, as well as Will Perry, each with 3 tackles. Perry had 1 tackle for a loss. Sandusky was led by Marvin Kritzman with 8 tackles. Aiden Navarro, 7 tackles. Chase Green, Nathaniel Tovar, Brady Steeb, and Ryan McKenney each had 6 tackles on the night.
Yeah, like I said, they were doing a lot of tackling. I mean, when you're allowing or having to defend 60 run plays, there's going to be some tackles made out there. So a whole bunch of guys with 6 carries or more, or tackles or more on defense. But yeah, it was just a well done game by Cass City. Nobody carried more than 27% of the carries on offense. It was diversified. They come at you from every different way, whether it was the double wing, the extended I, the traditional T. They brought a whole bunch of different things, and Sandusky really didn't have an answer for any of them.
So, Cass City wins 47-7. Media Round Table honors goes to Mr. Dave Hansen.
Me.
You had the over. You had 21 points for Cass City, 35-14. Well, I won't discredit you for your inaccurate score of 47-7, but your first victory this season moves you into second place with Kendall Anthus and Clark Ramsey.
Yeah, right where I needed to be. So I'm thinking we should do a couple more Sandusky games. Maybe that's my advantage. But no, it was I was off. But again, as everybody kind of felt, just kind of thought Cass City would have some success running the football tonight, but kind of thought Sandusky would hang around, have a couple more drives, maybe score 2 or 3 times today. They had their chances to get at least the second one and stay in the game. It might have made a whole lot of difference for our picks, but it spiraled out of control quickly and to my advantage today.
I would normally say turn us off and turn on the Tigers, but Boston tied it up in the bottom of the 8th, 3-3. There's a stolen base from second, he advanced to third, and then there was basically a single RBI. Makes it 3-3, now man on first with no outs in Boston. So 3-3. Tigers have to come up something in the 9th and not give up any more runs in the 8th. They still need to get 3 outs there.
The one good thing is last I checked, Texas was up 7-2 on Cleveland. So
it is still that score, yes.
Yeah, so that's the one silver lining, but it would help if Detroit could get back in there and steal a win.
Yeah, no kidding. And take a 1-game lead in the Central. Yeah, 7-2, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs there in Cleveland. So Cass City, more locally, in the Eastern time zone as well as in the thumb of Michigan. They wrap up this 2-game road trip with 2 victories. Overtime win against Millington 17-14, and then a 40-point trouncing over Sandusky 47-7 to now improve to 3-2 on the season. And now they return home for their last home game this season against Carroll. And then they finish out the year Detroit University Prep at Ubly and Saginaw MLS.
Yeah, I like the chances.
I do too.
They got a pesky Carroll team, but they have them at home, so I think I give them a little bit of an edge there. And like I said, it's an Ubly team that's trying to find their way, relive the old ways, and just trying to get back to where they were. That's a 500 football team, so there's some chances in there for them to make playoffs, and this team has certainly won some big games here down the stretch.
So Dave Hansen, we have one more thing to do, and that's the Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game.
Yeah, this is one of our tougher choices we've had. There's been that outstanding one player in each week.
Yep.
This week's a little tougher, but
I have an idea.
It may not be who you're thinking.
Okay.
It's going to go to Riker Wallace.
Oh, okay.
It's going to go to Riker Wallace. He was the second leading rusher on this team, scored 2 very important touchdowns. Again, he's the guy that led them in carries. He's their lead back. When he goes, this team goes. What did you want an entire offensive line?
I was saying Gavin Franzel.
Yes. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Okay, but Riker Wallace.
Yeah, we'll give it to Riker Wallace. 96 yards on the ground, a couple tackles on defense, 2 very important rushing touchdowns to keep his team in the lead. 96 yards on the ground, the second leading rusher, but again, led the leading team in touchdowns, tied for 2 there. So nice job there by Riker Wallace as the Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game.
So Riker Wallace, your Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game, 16 carries, 96 yards, 1 fumble, but 2 scores, averaging 6 yards per carry, carried the ball 27% of the time, and had 2 tackles on defense. Impressive showing. He's the Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game, and he'll be going home with a T-shirt at some point here. We'll let the camera focus as thanks to Larson Graphics in Caro, teaming up with the WLEW Sports Network. We got partners coming out of our ears suddenly, and as soon as Kendall Anthus can pick up those T-shirts from Caro, we'll start distributing those as necessary. As Riker Wallace, your Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game in week number 5.
Yeah, I'm sure Ken will be right on it. So I'm sure it'll be this week.
I'm sure.
We'll make sure it happens. But yeah, congratulations to Riker Wallace.
We're headed to the 9th, tied 3-3 between the Tigers and the Red Sox. All right. I won't take offense if you turn on Dan Dickerson. But anyway, it's on Apple TV, so you can't watch it, actually. So the other area scores. We'll start in 11-player football. Reese takes out Marlette 28-14. Marlette has now dropped 4 straight. Haven't won since week number 1. Reese improves to 3-2. Last we heard, Ubley was leading Vassar in the third quarter, 22-14. Last we heard, it was Harbor Beach 44-0. I'm sure that is more out of hand. Well, we're going to take a look, but it was running clock to start the third quarter there. Lakers blank Central Montcalm in Stanton, Michigan tonight, 13-0. It was 13-0 in the third quarter, and the score remained the same in the fourth. Millington blanks Caro, 14-0. Hard-fought game there in Caro. So Millington gets back to their winning ways and improves to 4-1 in the season. Caro falls to 2-3. And, of course, Cass City defeats Sandusky here in our game of the week, 47-7. In 8-player football, just a couple scores to report here. North Huron over New Haven Merritt, 48-16. Last we heard at halftime, Case was leading CPS 36-14. Kingston takes out Brown City. Wow. Brown City loses 2 straight now after losing to Deckerville last week. Kingston now improves to 5-0. Kingston 48, Brown City 20. K-Pac puts up 72 points to Dryden's 58 in a MAC championship. 72-58. K-Pac over Dryden. They don't score that much in basketball, so K-Pac now 2-3. Dryden falls to 3-2 as well. And then Deckerville, last we heard, was leading Mayfield in the first quarter, 13-6. As Kendall Anthus is giving us 52-6 was the final in that Harbor Beach USA game. So Harbor Beach improves to 5-0 on the season, and is now 3-0 in divisional play. As the Deckerville scored, say it again, Kendall, for me. Deckerville pulled away from Mayville, quickly got out of control there. So Deckerville wins in Mayville to improve to 5-0 in 4-0 in the Big Thumb Blue. So Dave Hansen, final thoughts from week number 5.
Yeah, always a great time here in Sandusky. I love that it's halfway in my backyard, but again, everything was great other than a little clock issue. But
that's okay.
Congratulations to Cass City. They played an outstanding game. They played their brand of football. Anytime you can play the game the way you want to do it, the way you plan it all week long, and it goes the right way, good things happen. 60 carries, 391 yards on the ground, 6 rushing touchdowns. That is an outstanding performance, and take nothing away from their defense. They were outstanding as well. It was everything Sandusky to do to get 163 yards of offense today. So Cass City dominates both sides of the ball and carries that Millington wins momentum here to Sandusky, and they'll take it back home against Caro next week.
So now a big thanks to Kevin Streeter of Thumb Audio Video. This officially kicked off our new partnership with Thumb Audio Video. We provide the audio and the somewhat production we tend to claim to have here, and then Kevin Streeter provides the video. He works just as hard, if not harder, than us here. A one-man shop, and he does an amazing job with that. So he'll be with us every step of the way as we move on through the season here in football, more than likely basketball as well, as long as everything falls in place there. Presented by Scheurer Health. If you're watching us here, you'll see we have some backdrops behind us as well. This is actually starting to look like a real production here, Dave.
It looks good. It looks real good.
It's only taken me 15 years.
Hey,
we finally got there.
But yeah,
it's all coming home. And right now, it's only on the NFHS network, which of course you need a subscription Thanks to that partnership with Scheurer Health, we'll be able to put that on, we'll be streaming via YouTube. So actually we'll have that embedded right on our website at WLEWsports.com. How cool is that?
That's fantastic. I think it's awesome, and you just reach that many more people in that many different ways. So I think it's really cool.
So Kendall Anthus appears that he has an update. Go ahead and talk in my ears here if you'd like.
Probably 36-22 over Vassar final.
So Ubley over Vassar, 36-22 in that one. So Ubley improves to 3-2 on the season. 36-22 over Vassar. That was a 22-14 game at the half. So Ubley scores one more over the Vassar Vulcans, adding on 2 scores to Vassar's 1 in the fourth quarter. It appears 36-22.
Nice.
So
we just hit a double to the wall.
How about you?
Nobody out.
How about you tell us where we're going to be next week?
Yeah, let's talk about that. As you just heard Kendall Anthus say that we just hit a double against the wall, which is not saying much in Boston. No outs. No outs, okay. Last we heard was 56 Deckerville at the half.
There we go.
It was a one-score game at the end of the first.
Well, that was in the first quarter.
Yeah,
okay.
No way.
It wasn't the end, yeah.
Yes, next week we're shifting. We stick with Sandusky, and we take Sandusky home to Huron County, a place we haven't been in 3 weeks.
Right.
As we will now shift our attention again to the Big Thumb White Division, as the Sandusky Wolves will look to get back to their winning ways as they take on the Elkton Pigeon Bayport Lakers at 5-0 this season and in first place in the Big Thumb White Division.
Yeah, they haven't won in big, large fashion. They've won close games, and good teams find ways to win. Doesn't matter how they look, but 5-0 is a good score. They are in first place in the division, and let's see how Sandusky recovers from this football game and travels up north there to Elkton Pigeon Bayport for hopefully a good football game.
It should be. It's homecoming in Lakers next week as well. So all the festivities you can possibly imagine in the shadow of the Legacy Center there in Laker Country. Always enjoy a game from there in an open-air booth as we just had here tonight in Sandusky.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better, so as long as the wind isn't too bad there, we'll be just fine.
I was talking with Al DeMott. That game, what year was it, 2013, 2014?
Yeah.
Halloween, first week of the postseason, as the tower was moving because the wind was so strong. That was against Sandusky.
Yeah.
And so Al DeMott was recalling he was hiding in the pine trees trying to stay out of the wind.
I'm sure he was.
So, Dave Hansen, another great call, another great broadcast.
Yeah,
We'll see you next week in Laker Country.
You bet. Looking forward to it.
Tonight's game broadcast was brought to you by Thumb Sailor and AVS Broadband, Conic Radiator and Air Conditioning of Bannax, Randy's Hunting Center, 269 Guns, North Star Bank guiding the way, Countryside Sales and Service, DS Services of Cass City, Thumb Bank and Trust, Thumb Electric and TEC Fiber, Harbor Beach Community Hospital, a proud partner of Scheurer Health, Wessels Enterprises, Aspire Rural Health Systems, Hills and Dales Healthcare, and Scheurer Health. Better health, better life. Are you sure? So on behalf of our entire broadcast team, Dan Banky had the week off. He will return with us in Lakers next week. Dave Hansen, in-game analysis for 14 years by my side. For 13 years by my other side, that'd be Doug Cole. Associate producer Kendall Anthus with us for 4 years now. And then Kevin Streeter with Thumb Audio Video. Streaming live on video now from here forward, thanks to Thumb Audio Video on the MHSAA Network. It was a big game for Cass City, taking the momentum from Millington and applying it to Week 5 to now be at 3-2 on the season after starting out 1-2. A big win for Cass City on the road. We'll see you from Laker Country, Sandusky at Lakers, next Friday. Good night, folks. So long.
This has been a presentation of the WLEW Sports Network, powered by AVS Broadband. On Sports Radio 102.1 FM and live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search for WLEW Sports. Your home for high school football is the WLEW Sports Network.
One second from half court. Jumping for joy with
first ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did.
It is. Call!